Hello, chat. Welcome. Welcome. It is Saturday evening, and yeah, we're a little early tonight, but I know you guys, you always tell me, like, Sean, we need to flip over. Here, hold on, chat. Sorry. We're in Australia mode. But anyways, I know you guys always like to tell me, you tell me, like, Sean, we need to do more earlier stuff. Trying to do that for you. Trying to do that for you tonight, chat. So here we go. Here's an example of it. We got some stuff to talk about tonight. We got some stuff to talk about tonight. Oh my God. It's like that meme. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't even do it right. Oh my God. Lord child. It's the only way I can explain this stuff at this point. I can only explain this stuff at this point. But yes, this is the suffering will be legendary even in hell. That's kind of where we are. That's kind of where we are right now. Like, this is, there's just so much to say. So much to say, so much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? Well, I mean, yeah. So, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I just don't know what else to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell you. We've got some things to cover here. So let's get started. If you guys are new, my name is Sean, also known as Potentially Criminal. I'm an attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area. Tonight we are going to go through part 2 of things where Destiny, the streamer, because it's a girl's name. You may know Destiny from his attempts to be an edgy boy regarding the attempted assassination of President Trump when he was in Pennsylvania, and him joking and masturbating at the idea of a dead fireman. You also might know Destiny from masturbating and tap dancing on Charlie Kirk's corpse after Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a troon-loving psychopath. So you might remember Destiny from all of that. Well, Destiny has a bit of an issue being a sex pest. And eventually, Destiny, as we talked about before, shared nudes of a woman named Pxie. Shared her nudes without her permission or her consent to people on the internet, particularly someone named Rose. And from where it got to Rose, it was then leaked onto the internet through the farms, where it all kind of started at, through a guy named Solo. And at that point, Pxie sued Destiny in federal court for basically revenge porn, even though it's not revenge porn, but it falls into the same statutes. It's kind of like with Aaron Imholt, the non-consensual dissemination of private sexual images. In this case, it was videos of, Destiny and her getting it on, knocking boots, as the kids call it. Now, as this case has progressed, we've learned a lot. And one of the big things is we've learned that Rose, through the investigations of the internet, in particular, once again, hat tip to the farms is good at what they do. Rose appeared to have been under the age of 18 at the time. And when you send nude images to somebody under the age of 18, that's illegal. And if you're under the age of 18, and I will say, if you are dealing with someone who's past the age of consent, you can have sex with someone under the age of 18. Typically, most states, it's either 16, 17, or 18 years of age. But you're not allowed to naked pictures of that person, as competitive shooter Bob Vogel is now finding out. If somebody under the age of 18 sends you a nude picture of themselves, well, to quote the great Ethan Ralph, that's child porn! And Destiny has a bunch of naked images from her, as he's talked about. So he shared them back and forth on the minor. So Destiny has child porn! There's also the idea that Destiny talked about having this girl come from where she lived, which we now know is in the state of Illinois, and come see Destiny, which at that point you're now enticing a minor to cross state lines. Yes, chat, those state lines, just like Kyle Rittenhouse, crossing state lines, to come for the purposes of sexual activity. And you're like, huh, now what R. Kelly got in trouble for? Yes. Yes. Is that what P. Diddy faced? Yes. Except they weren't underage. They were of age, but yes. Oh, buddy. Oh, man. So Destiny's got a lot of problems. Now, ultimately, what is Destiny challenging? Destiny has put forth an argument, and it's because of the statute, and it's like we talked about before, it's referred to as CARDI, C-A-R-D-I-I. And because of that, that is the one that gives you the right in federal court to seek damages. And it gives you a course of action in federal court. Because of that, hold on here, chat. It's, it's the, and we'll bring this up just so you guys can see what CARDI is. CARDI is referred to as the civil action relating to disclosure of intimate images. So just like we're doing spelling time, C-A-R-D-I-I. CARDI went into effect on October 1st of 2022. And that becomes the issue of where we're at, because depending on what Pxie or Destiny says, Destiny has claimed that no, I didn't do it at that point. Based on the screenshots and my information from Rose. And remember, the problem with Destiny's information is it looks fucking sketch. And Destiny's the one who's compiled all this data. I hope that Lou guy's here, because the reason why we're not going to trust Destiny here is because we're going to see what proper lawyering leads to. And we're going to see that what Pxie's offered and why Destiny hasn't done it. Once again, we're going to get to that story of what's not being done tells you a lot more than what is being done. Destiny claims this happened on around March 10th of 2022. So 6 months prior. If this was correct, Pxie can not use the federal statute. It starts on October 1st. So that's the date Pxie has to get past. Well, based on what Pxie believes, she believes it was October 4th of 2022, which means she wins and she survives. Now, there are other things that Pxie has tried to do. She's tried to amend her suit, and she was able to amend it to include Abby MC. And Abby MC is somebody where Destiny has basically kept on disseminating these things by having them on the Google Drive. So that is where we're at. And that's kind of, like I said, we're kind of catching up on everything here. Now, Destiny filed his stuff, and we went over it, I think, last week or the week before. And now Pxie has come on. And remember, I told you guys, you're supposed to, when you read only one side, it's okay, yeah, they got a good case. But now the other side gets to jump in, and they get to say, no, that's not so much. Not so much. And we're going to get to all the big stuff here. So, and real quick, got to get to some of these comments here real quick. Vodka Blood's been a member for 22 months. Thank you for the support. Also, I forget where we were messaging, but I got the thing you sent. It's a little small, but it's like 1XL off. But I think I could be in that, with a little bit of work. But thank you. It's very cool, and I appreciate the thing you sent. Thank you so much. And he's saying, "Woo! Not a late stream. I could be here live for." Yes. Later tonight, guys, I am going on with Flash. He wants to talk about the Diddy stuff and some Destiny stuff. So we're going to do that. We'll hang out for a little while. So I just wanted to give you guys a programming note there. Torgo the White's been a member for 23 months. Says, did you get what I sent you on Steam yesterday? I'm not even aware something came for me on Steam. Hold on. Where do I go to? Hold on. Where do I go to? Is it in the store? Well, hold on. If you sent me something, like a message, I don't know here. Hold on. Pending invite. I don't know where to go. So if you sent me something, I don't know. I don't know. Not sure. I'm not sure. So if you did, I don't know where it's at. You're gonna have to help me figure that out. Ice Bread says, I enjoyed your film debut on Kino Casino as the sandwich judge. Yes. I feel really bad for them because I gave them a bunch of cuts. Like I did they only had like the 3 lines for me to do, and I did them a bunch of different ways, and I guess none of them were good. I feel real bad about it. I feel really bad about it. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the boys. I will tell you, they sent me the pages of the script I had to read out of, and they put, you guys could tell, they put in a lot of work. They had like it looks like you're reading a script. Like it's in that font that's like in a script, and it's like in this nice center they legit had a hard script put together. Like it was very, very, very well done. I will say they put a ton of work in on it. But thank you very much. I appreciate you guys noticing. Uncivil Law, Kurt. Guys, Kurt, friend of the show, friend of the channel, friend of mine, says, you're doing okay. You're having an oatmeal protein shake right now. And then I'm going to go to the gym at about 30 and do some workouts, maybe some deadlifts. Well, there you go, Kurt. I saw that, man. I saw you working on your squats out there. Good job. Good job. I mean, all I can say is, it's been a long time since I did them, but if you can go lower, better. But you're out there doing the work, man. Just be safe and keep getting those gains, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're doing good out there. You're working hard. Working hard. So, HIV1 says, great cameo. Thank you. Then Elfpire Eva. Been a member for 3 months. Thank you, Eva. Thank you. Hey, guys, tonight we are live on Kick. We're live tonight on Twitter and YouTube. I tried doing a Rumble. Rumble was fighting me again, so Rumble is going to have to sit this one out. Eva's saying, is Pxie winning, Sean? We're going to get to it. And like I said, I think Pxie beats this motion for dismiss for subject matter jurisdiction. She's proven enough. And yeah, once that happens, we're now into discovery. And discovery is where Destiny doesn't want to go, and Destiny's going to be terrified of going. So I definitely think so. So let me see. Please don't stream the creepy. What creepy crane? What? What? I don't know. What about a cooking stream? I'm not going to do a cooking stream. So, yeah. So, anyways, let's see here. Yes, welcome to the dentist zone. But yeah, the guys worked really, 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 really hard at it. Lou says Destiny said last night that he finished his side of Discovery. He hasn't had depositions yet, and Destiny says a lot of things. I mean, that's Destiny has said a lot of things, man. I don't know, that's my, is he the most reliable narrator in the world? I think that's where we're, but we're going to get to it. So here we go. Let's get started, chat. Let's get to it. There were a couple of updates on some things here we didn't get to before. Now, and I just want to show this to you guys just real quick. It's not super, super important. Some other things other things have been done here. They did another declaration of Andrew Brettler was filed. There was a notice of it. There was some exhibits submitted. Destiny also has another attorney, a guy named Joel Sitchell. He is also representing Destiny. He's here on behalf of Stephen Bennell II, meaning Destiny. So that is what he's appearing here. So there was an order to appear pro vice. And they went ahead and did that. This guy has a paperless order. So it was granted. The guy is allowed to be here. And now we're on to the big stuff. We're now on to the stuff we need to look at. And why is this not? Hold on here. That needs to go here. This needs to be here. Sorry, chat. When you open stuff up on Court Listener, it gets all tardo on you. So And it's like you're trying to move it all around. You're just like, come on, do what I need. Do what I need. Do what I need. Need what I do. So there we go. All right. Here we go, chat. Remember, we are dealing with federal court, so everything is going to be seen here in federal court, and that's where we're starting off at. We're starting off at here. United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida, La Floride, as you may know it tonight. And really quick, actually, we should probably get to this before we talk further. This popped up very cryptically. Cherry, one of the women that Destiny used and abused and tossed away. She says, my name is Derica Catalano. An MBPD is the Metropolitan Miami. What is it? MBPD. I forget what it means. It's oh God, what is it? Hold on here. I think it's the Miami Beach Police Department. The Miami Beach Police Department, I think, is what she's saying. That's what I think. So the city of Miami Beach. That's where I think she lives. I don't know. But she's saying my case number, I filed a police report 2025-8421. Well, I don't think she's reported to have been the victim of a crime lately. So you're like, I wonder what that one's about. I think we all know. And Lou says, will that be subject to FOIA? No. She just filed it, so it's probably an ongoing investigation under Florida law and pretty much a lot of state laws. Those are protected until the case is disposed of or cleared. So not right now, but probably very soon. I doubt they're going to do a whole lot with it. Remember what I told you guys. I don't think you're going to find anybody who's going to want to press charges against Destiny. And then number two, is that still even the right thing that we should see? Or we may want it. Like we may want that deep down inside. But is that what's best for the body politic or anything like that at this point? That's not going to be available. Lou says, not even the complaint. Well, this is all they have is a police report saying, hey, or a case number opened up saying someone came in. I spoke to Miss Catalano. Here's what she told me, blah, 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 blah. End of report. She might have a written statement or they might have body cam footage of it. Yeah, but none of that's going to be available. None of that's going to be available right now. None of that's going to be available right now because it's part of an investigation. So, yeah, loose cipher. Zach says he trades CSAM. I don't disagree with you, but I'm talking about Cherry. Cherry is an adult. So, him doing the revenge porn thing is the issue there. That I don't think should be prosecuted at this point. There are means to take care of it. But for the CSAM, yes, he should be in trouble for that. The CSAM stuff, he should be in trouble for. So, let's see here. So, that is just the interesting thing here. So, is this Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse? No, Cherry is one of another one of what J-Stocks people got mad about that I called him out, Destiny's bipolar hose. But yes, they're women he preys upon because they're mentally pliable and, their shit's not together. I mean, the shit wouldn't work on Anna Kasparian because she's not psycho. But women who have a lot of issues, yes, he can ply them and work with them. That's why he preys on them, because he recognizes they're damaged goods. And he can fuck with them. That doesn't mean they deserve it, but like a real predator, he knows what he can go after. So. I'm not simping for Anna, so stop it. Okay. Let me see here. So we're going to start off. Here we go, chat. The United States Court for the Southern District of Florida out of Miami, or Miami, where the land of high lie and cocaine. And Jane Doe, remember, because Pxie has the right not to use her name for now, versus Destiny. Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II. So remember, this is her opposition to the motion to dismiss. Because remember, chat, you have 3 parts to motion practice. The motion is hit over to the other side. The other side responds. It sends the ball back over the fence, over the net. And then the person, the movant who initially filed the motion, gets to do a reply. So it's a 3-part thing. There's the hit, the return, and then you hit it again. It's 3 parts. That's all you should get. That's all you should have. And oh my God, this is so fucking bright today. Hurting my eyes. I gotta turn. We're gonna turn this down a hair. Let me see here. There we go. That's better on my eyes. Damn, that was hurting for a while. Okay. Now, remember, Destiny's challenging the subject matter jurisdiction of the court. Now, remember, you guys can laugh. Normally, sovereign citizens do this. But this is a valid thing for Destiny to say. The law is not valid. The law does not cover my conduct in this time frame. And that's a subject matter jurisdiction thing. Alu says, could Pxie file for an extra response? She could ask. She could ask for a sir reply. But it's not guaranteed. As we talked about, and I don't know if you're here for it, when we covered the stuff with Ethan Klein, a lot of you guys are saying, oh my God, why do these judges have such crazy rules? Because otherwise the parties go back and forth like Russell Greer, where it's just bing, 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 bing all day long. Courts don't want that. So this is a potential issue. Could she ask for it? Sure. But I don't think she's going to need it. I don't think she's going to need it. But she can always ask. Yes, as long as you're not yelling it as a magic word, it's a valid objection. So what do they point out here? This motion is nothing more than an improper attempt to short circuit the Cardi claims. The motion rests on factual disputes, whether his disclosures predated or whether he disclosed the video to Abby, that go to the heart of the action. And they say by styling his factual defenses a jurisdictional challenge, I mean, the problem is, though, they are factual, correct, but they are also a jurisdictional challenge. Like, they're both. They're both. So they want, and they're saying that Destiny is seeking to have it resolved via 12B1 motion. I think this is actually a valid motion for Destiny to file. It makes sense. I think this is a correct action. But notice, those attorneys would probably make the same argument. It's just their job to say this is all bullshit. And they say that is not the law. Under binding 11th Circuit precedent, when jurisdictional issues are intertwined with the merits, as they are here, the court must assume jurisdiction and deny dismissal. I think that's ultimately what the court's going to do anyway, just because the facts that Destiny present in his proof is not very good. They say at most the arguments may be raised in summary judgment after discovery is complete. For now, the motion should be denied outright. And I agree, it should be denied. So they point out, when discovery closes on December 16, 2025, but it's still in its early stages. Written discovery is ongoing and depositions have not yet been conducted. And see, that's the thing, Lou. You were saying, well, Destiny said he's done. He did written discovery. He hasn't had a deposition yet. They point out that the written discovery only began after the plaintiff's protective order was granted. And Pxie produced 3,000 documents. And apparently Destiny freaked out saying, they put like a response on every page. And wow, it's like, they could produce it however the fuck they want to, buddy. Suffer. Why is Destiny being sued, David? Destiny's being sued for revenge pornography. Basically, he had naked pictures of Pxie in video, and he shared them with somebody without her consent. So, kind of what Aaron Imholt did. So they say, the defendant, however, delayed production to the 12th and provided incomplete, deficient, and forensically unsound materials. Yes. Remember, guys, all of Destiny's shit, as we went through it, the stuff's cut off, and it's all wiggle wobbly, and, you know, squiggles and weird artifacts everywhere. It doesn't work. They go on to say Destiny's ESI, electronically stored information, Was not collected and preserved in a forensically sound manner. Correct. Because he ended up deleting a lot of shit. Thus, it cannot be authenticated as not reliable. Exactly. Nerd Eagles is kind of what Aaron Himmel did, basically. You know, except, you know, that one was just a nipple slip. This is like her getting plowed by Destiny. But yes. Yeah. And they say, see the declaration of the forensic expert, Jesus Pena. Pxie hired an expert. You know that when you go back through this, guys, and we're gonna do this real quick here. Jesus Pena or Pia or whatever the fuck you want to call him. You know, I don't know. You know, somebody from I don't know. Is he in Encanto? I don't know. They have an expert testifying about their information. When you go down to Destiny's motion to dismiss, you see Destiny's declaration, and you don't have anything else. You have Destiny, and then you have Destiny's attorneys. But there's nothing of? There's no expert witness. Now, remember what I told you. Remember what I told you guys before. And this is something we need to think about, and I tell you this all the time. What's not done and what's not said can tell you just as much as somebody saying something. So what don't you see here for Destiny? You don't see expert testimony saying our shit's golden. If they could have, they would have, but they didn't. And Pxie says, my shit's good to go. Destiny's is not. And I think we'd all agree that Destiny's stuff was not up to par. I think we could all agree Destiny's stuff was not up to par. And that's just when we go through and just look at what Destiny has here. Like, you know, we looked at these things. These things don't match up. You know, some of this stuff was weird. Like, there were artifacts in these things. When we go to the other parts of Destiny's exhibits, like, things were just like, you know, why is this all crooked and not in a line? And why are there like spots where you can kind of see like cutoffs and the font's different and things don't touch? Like, you know, why is this different here now than it is up on the page above it? You know, why does all this, like, why is this now messed with? There's so much of this that doesn't look good. It doesn't look forensically sound. And the reason why Destiny didn't go out and get somebody to testify to that, it's because we already know the answer. Destiny can't find anybody who's willing to testify to that because it's not forensically sound. It isn't forensically protected. But if you don't make that claim, you're not in trouble for making a false statement. You just don't address it. Because if they don't address it, guess what? They're not in trouble for it. Brettler's working with what he's got. And this is that's how I would do it too. If I couldn't find an expert, I would just ignore the issue because that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Yes. They got watermarks. So as Minions fake the screenshots? I don't know if the Taliban did. I don't know if the foot soldiers did. Maybe Destiny's being truthful. The problem is it doesn't look reliable. Nobody just looking at it would say this is legit. And part of Destiny's problem is going to be he's going to have to explain why it looks the way it is and why it happens the way it does. And the problem for Destiny is he's not technologically savvy enough that there might be a legitimate explanation, but he has no training or expertise to explain why that thing is. Whereas an expert can explain based on my training and experience, here's what's happened, here's what's gone on, blah, 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 blah. Destiny's going to say, well, I did it, and I just trust me, I'm a good boy. That's not going to work for you. That's not going to work for Destiny. So, yeah, and here's the thing, and Zach, you're right. If it's 100% accurate, it looks like horse shit, and you can't trust it. And that's Destiny's problem. He's not going to be able to explain why it is the way it is. He's just going to say, I did it, and it's okay. He doesn't have the training to explain why it looks like what it looks like. And the other problem is no technical expert's going to come in and try to explain that because they're going to look like fucking idiots. So that's, Yeah. And now Mr. Pyro is saying, been a member for 10 months. Thank you, by the way. It's saying it'd be hilarious if he got caught for forging evidence. I understand that, but here's the thing. That's not going to be the first time ever that a civil party got caught fucking around with evidence. Like, that happens all the time. So that's not really anything new. That's not really anything new. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. So. So. Lou's saying, I'm going to go on a limb here, but he pulled the chat logs before deleting. He may have. Here's the problem. We still can't confirm it. The hashes are all fucked up now. And if he did, then he fucked himself. He panicked. And you know, this another thing, Lou, I will tell you, and this is something here. Destiny's arguments that Destiny got mad when he kept on, like, I'm being a penny lawyer, and that, you know, he didn't have an attorney on hand, are kind of bearing themselves out. Destiny was kind of running his own show for a little while because he couldn't find an attorney. He was probably scrambling to find one in the meantime, acting on his own. And he deleted shit because no attorney would tell you to do that. An attorney would tell you to leave it all alone. We're going to get an expert. We're going to fuck around with it. Do not touch it. Do not touch it. But yeah, some of it shows exported one way. Some of it shows exported out another way. That there's avatars missing and formatting differences. We don't know what he did. But that, once again, I will tell you, based on what you can see, as I've said before, what they don't say tells you a lot about what's going on. Destiny was working without assistance. He did this all on his own. He did this before he got involved, had counsel involved, which kind of justifies my theory that he was working by himself. And I know Destiny got mad about that, but it was pretty fucking obvious. His little psycho manifesto, and now we see all this dog shit evidence that's been jerked around with. Kind of, you know, once again, guys, that tells you everything you need to know. He's working, it tells you everything you need to know. But it does formatting, like I said, you may be correct. Here's the problem, Lou. I can't trust any of it because it looks so fucking sketchy. So yeah, he tried to Photoshop because he doesn't know how to modify simple HTML. Yeah. So it's kind of where we are, guys. Like I said, by looking at it, this tells you everything you need to know. This tells you everything you need to know. So that's all I'm trying to tell you guys. Now, from here, we're going to skip over actually to the declaration of Jesus Pena. And from here, guys, this is where Pxie got an expert. And this will tell you a lot of things here. So, anyways, he says, my name's Jesus Pena. I'm over 18 years of age. I'm the founder of eForensics. I have over 24 years of experience. My CV is attached. My fields relate to digital forensics and e-discovery consulting. I've been doing this for law firms, corporations, governmental entities, and the federal government since 2000. My forensics includes evidence acquisition, analysis, reporting, and expert witness testimony on ESI, electronically stored information, found on mobile devices, desktops, virtual and physical servers, routing and filtering devices, and cloud storage and computing environments. So he says, as part of my due, I perform digital forensics. I oversee technicians who do it. I review and analyze electronic data that is mirror imaged or otherwise retrieved from those computers. I've testified over 50 times as an expert or a fact witness in depositions, hearings, and trials in state and federal court. So he's done this a little bit. No, he doesn't work for Aperture. I've been in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida, which helps him because he's got street cred in this court. Not necessarily in front of this judge, but this court. That helps him a lot. The Southern District of Texas, the District Court of Maryland, in state court in California for LI in Los Angeles, Miami-Dade County, Broward County, Palm Beach County, and Sarasota County. I've written 3 books for Windows, Mac, and mobile phone forensics between 2021 and 2023. And they're titled The Art of is that criminal? I don't know. Investigación Digital Forense. Sistemas Windows. And Analysis. Basically, he's done Spanish, he's written Spanish books on digital forensics there. And then, he's like, I was a panelist at the Recovery Legends. And remember, guys, we talk about all this bullshit. All this bullshit you see here. These groups and organizations, it's all fucking self-elating. So you can credential yourself. We talk about this all the time in the criminal cases we covered. I'm part of the National Conference of Crash Investigators. It's bullshit they make up so they can give themselves credentials that sound important. It's just like the accreditation agencies for labs and all that shit. It's how it all works. But he's been doing these things. He's gone the circuit. It is all dick waving. Yeah. The National Association of Dildo Sniffers. I'm a certified dildo sniffer. Yep. The National Association of Sibian Mechanics and Engineers. You can make an organization for whatever you want. So anyways, he talks about, I was engaged to, is he currently attaining a degree? Yeah, that's true. And yes, Night Stalker, it's right. Yes, I'm part of the anti-bad guy squad. Yes. And he says, with respect to digital forensics, I was tasked reviewing all documents, and responses by the defendant with the goal of testing the veracity of the responses. And he says, these are exclusively my own and are based on my expertise. So his background here. Once again, fucking A. Stop with this. So he's saying basically what I want to know is, and he's like, what my understanding of this case is, these are claims pursuant to the Intimate Image Protection Act, also known as CARDI, which went into effect October 1st. There's one video having sexual encounters made accessible on the internet by the defendant well after the law went into effect. And he starts off, he's saying, the video name is vid, blah, 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 .mp4. And contend he transferred it to Discord with the username Rose on April 9th, 2022, which is prior to the effective date. And he says, as discussed below, the April date night is inconsistent, appears to have been tampered with. Let me see here. So, Sciencia equals science. I need to work on my Espanol. Would actually help me a lot in court. So, they say, however, for the purposes of continuing accountability analysis, I will assume the date was actually that day. He's going to say it's bullshit. I can prove it to you even without that. So on November 9, 2024, 29 of the files were posted at kiwifarms.com. It's kiwifarms.st. That's the safest and most reliable place to go. kiwifarms.st is the place to go. Got to help Null out here a little bit. By an individual with the screen name Solo Tiny Leaks, who created an account the very same day. One of the 29 files was the video as defined. The leaked files originated from Discord. It can be seen by 2 of the file names. Prepended with spoiler, because you can do spoiler tags on the farms. The file naming convention is unique to Discord and applied when an attachment is added. The user flags it. And now here's the problem I have, chat. Kiwi Farms is an American internet forum that originated in 2013, primarily known for its organized campaigns of group trolling. Nope. Harassment, no. Doxing, no. It's publishing private information. It's publishing information that's publicly available. Stalking against online figures, fuck you. No, it's not. It's a curation of people's bullshit, and they get mad when it gets curated. It's a information collecting website. Particularly members of marginalized groups, like faggot attorneys, like this one. The site has been linked to several real-life harassment and multiple suicides bullshit. leading to its intermittent deplatforming by ISPs. Yeah. Trump what says, are you a farmer? I mean, am I a farmer? Like, I don't know, maybe. Although this is my this is the one I use, like my public facing one, but I've had a private one for a while. So yeah. But I learned for a long time that I have an account that I run on my own, and not everybody knows. Some people have tried to figure it out. So that is a thing there. And but yes, I am. The farms have done nothing wrong, and that's the thing. The farms have done nothing wrong. And without the farms, Pxie would have been fucked. I am anonymous. No, I'm not. I do appreciate his use of Barton Fink images, though, as thumbnails, or as things there. So they say, moreover, there's evidence of tampering and spoliation. There are multiple factual disputes. And he says, first of all, the challenge must be denied. Okay, sorry, we're going to go to, sorry, we need to get to this guy's actual, just keep going here. The fact that some of the files begin with spoiler indicate the hacked files originated from a Discord account that sent and received them. It could have been from Rose's or Destiny's. Destiny claims the leak likely came from a compromise, but this has not been publicly or conclusively established. And that's correct. That is correct. So after Destiny's disclosure, the video remained on Discord's content delivery network until it was finally deleted by Destiny after the Farms post by Solo Tiny Leaks. Between April 9th through at least sometime in December of 2023, the video had continuous ongoing posting with unprotected, unrestricted accessibility initiated by Destiny by means of a URL, Uniform Resource Locator, web address, or via queries to any number of search engines. This unprotected, unrestricted accessibility of a video is a result of how Discord implemented storage, and it's attached. Okay, wait. So, and I want to make sure that's correct. Is this true as a thing? That you can like URL that shit that's put on Discord? That's pretty cool. Interesting. So between April 22nd and up until sometime in 2023, when the vulnerability was finally rectified, Discord was known to have a significant security issue wherein all attachments sent messages were permanently accessible, publicly accessible from the CDN servers by navigating to a permanent web address that pointed to the attachment. So anybody could have found it if they had gotten it that way. So literally it was basically sitting out on the internet for everybody to see. Good job, Destiny. Good job. Good job, Destinito. Yes. Joint Air Attack Team says yes. Okay, thank you. And they say here in this community forum post was taken from the Wayback Machine, titled Privacy for CDN Attachments. This whole resulted in bad actors using the platform for malware. They talk about a bunch of places where this happened. A bunch of people talking about it. To address the vulnerability in 2023, they did authentication enforcement, which replaced permanent links with temporary ones that expire within 24 hours. By doing so, Discord solved the CDN hosting malware. Equally important, it also resulted in the inability of search engines like Google and Bing to index the files because the engine crawlers returned a day later. The URLs expired and the engines could not do it. Is this civil or criminal? It's entirely civil. It's a 100% civil lawsuit. Nico says, can I enable the casino emotes here? I know Noel does. I don't know how to do any of that. So yes, I'll try if I learn how. So they say Discord generates new temporary URLs. And they say this new link occurs in the background only if the recipient or sender views the message with the attachment. At that point, they render the message on the screen and automatically create a new link. What is important to note is that once enforcement went into effect, any old styles became obsolete and the attachments were no longer reachable, with the old styles, but the attachments physically remained on the core and servers. And they say, here's where he's getting to. Of importance is that before or after the implementation, if the attachment was removed by the sender, in this case here, Destiny, it would delete it from the Discord servers and then the cache servers. And now he's going to explain what that all means, Check. Some of you might say, I don't understand what that meant. We'll get to why. Because I'm not computer literate either. Back to the video file. Solo Tiny Leaks appears to have obtained it from Rose's Discord account in November 2024. Thus, the video attachment remained stored between April 22nd and November 29th and remained accessible to Rose until it was deleted by Destiny. However, it was also publicly accessible via the permanent link and reachable by the index engines to 2023. And it says, although the length of the permanent URL made it virtually impossible for anyone to guess it, nevertheless, dissemination and propagation likely occurred through the indexing. Although search engines do not index video or audio content itself, it does index multimedia files, metadata, which can be rich in information. As a result, search engine queries could have stumbled upon the video simply by searching for keywords. No need to guess the URL. Therefore, it's not known if Google ever indexed the video. It is a highly likely scenario. Oh, god damn. So that means there was CP, and that means the CP from Rose was kicking all on the internet. Whoa, buddy. And these are confirmed cases of search engines having indexed content from Discord. And this is talking about a guy named Zscaler. He reported that CDN was exploited for malware distribution. There's Trellix. Trellix noted over 10,000 malware campaigns. And it says, in short, ongoing dissemination occurred because the video was not deleted until after November 29th. And there was an active and permanent URL that went through December of 2023. And it's, they're known to index this shit. And then they say in conclusion, by Destiny's own admission, he used Discord to send the video as an attachment. There were no protective measures in place to safeguard it, such as the platform used to send the video would encrypt. The platform would store attachments in an encrypted state, and or the recipient would give assurances that it would be safeguarded. And the Discord vulnerabilities being publicly available should have been considered by Destiny, as it was a known issue in the Discord community for an entire year before he sent the video. Oh, no. Oh, no. The video remained active until 2023 when Discord converted the temporary links. But by that time, Cardi B had been infected for 13 months. Oof! Oh, God. Oh, my God. Moreover, the video remained accessible to Rose and anyone had access to it. Whoa! Oh! Oh, God, chat. Oh, wow. Oh, you guys messed up the tower there. Wow. Somebody throws in an H. And throws in the N and they're not done yet. Jeez. You guys got a lot. You guys like the G. Cram is just like K. Buy another vowel. All right. Oh, you're a fucking bot. Thank you. I don't need that. The defendant's evidence mismanagement and consequent unreliability. True. A review of the pleadings and materials would indicate the defendant's ESI was not collected and preserved in a forensic sound manner. Well, I think we can all agree from looking at it. The failure constitutes a critical deficiency as the foundational principle dictates that cryptographic hash values must be generated at the time of collection to ensure integrity and authenticity. Without it, there's no reliable method to determine if the data set has been altered or compromised. It's the cornerstone of digital forensics. And they say, for a comparison, Pxie's acquisition log of her mobile phone, which includes the hash values, is attached as Exhibit B. Destiny's mismanagement renders the production entirely unreliable as it cannot be authenticated if asked to reproduce the findings. There's no way to test it to assure that it hasn't been altered. His evidence is not reliable. It cannot be authenticated. And we're going to go to, and here's where they show the problems. Here's where they show the problems. But we'll go to Exhibit B real quick so you guys can see what an exhibit is here. This is what like examination stuff looks like. I've seen police departments use VeriKey before. Most police departments use Cellbrite, but you get shit like this. You see all these logs where things are attached. Notice the thing documents when did you start? When did you succeed? We were connected to the device. We extracted data. The device was unlocked. We extracted things. We were completed. We completed file system stuff. Reports were generated. Notice, all this stuff happens. The results summaries. This is all shit I don't understand, but you see the hash values. Notice we don't see any of that for Destiny. We see kind of like shit kind of glued everywhere and photoshopped in. That's a hash, chat. These are the hashes right here. These are the authentication things they can reproduce with. And they talk about spoliation. There's a significant evidence of apparent document tampering. And the first instance is because of the Discord messages, which were prepared after January 17th, and the corresponding messages were done well before January 17th. And they talk about the ones from Rose, and there's a bait stamp, and that bait stamp you guys see, these are the bait stamps we've talked about before. Any sort of professional work, it does this so you could track it all. I'm in top chat. I see your guys' towers, but half the time you got like I'm in Discord. I'm in StreamYard chat right now. What kind of sandwich was I eating? A bologna sandwich. A bologna sandwich with Chick-fil-A sauce on it. Very good. Very good. Thank you for asking. But anyways, notice that's all the stuff we talked about, chat. Remember, it was so obvious. You see all these problems, all the shit that's getting highlighted. There's stuff here that just doesn't work. Notice, and this is a big one here. That was amazing. I can't wait to blow you now. It says, oh my God, I love it. Notice we're missing language. We're missing things. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Their craft service was terrible. I know. I had to pay for my own food, man. It was rough. It was rough, chat. They say, in theory, had both conversations been collected at the same time, the content would be identical. However, it's not the case because the defendant's side is conspicuously missing the video attachment that was originally sent. However, pursuant to all of this, upon plaintiff's request, Destiny removed the video. And they say in late November 2024, which explains why it's missing. You see how we're missing things? He's trying to line it up. It says here 8:33 p.m. and then it says 1:33 a.m. The time should be between 8:33 and 8:39 messages. But we're noticing this part right here. That was amazing. I can't wait to blow you now is missing. There's stuff that's missing, chat. There's an entire line. So note the messages from the defendant are in U.S. date format, and the times is actually match to the ones on the right, but are in European date format. He says there's an apparent sign of tampering, where she comments to have viewed the video at 8:33 before its documented arrival at 8:36, which is physically impossible. Uh-oh. Oh, no! You got caught, Destiny! And this is what happens when people fuck around. They forget to get things done because she says, I love it. That was amazing. I can't wait to blow you now. You're off by 3 minutes, Destiny! Oh. Lou, okay, listen. You understand any of this? Here's the point. The guy's bringing up. Destiny says he sent it at 1:36 p.m., okay? We're going to get to this here. I'm presuming I'm going to be good faith Gary here for you, buddy. I'm going to be good faith Gary here for you, okay? Destiny says he sent it at 1:36 p.m. or a.m., right? It looks like it's sent at 1:36 a.m., right? I think we'd agree that's what time it's sent. Destiny deleted it off his logs here. Fair enough. These logs, Destiny's log, we know would be deleted. And I think we'd all agree Destiny deleted it pursuant to her request. What do we have a problem with here, though, man? This is a big problem for Destiny. Is that, and we need to go back to drawing. We're going to do drawings now. So Destiny says on this thing here from Rose, it came at 1:36 a.m. Right? I think we'd all agree that's what it says. Okay. When you go over here to 8:33 p.m., she says, oh, I'd love it. Oh, my God. She says, that was amazing. I can't wait to blow you now. What is Rose responding to? Because notice, this is missing here from this side of the equation. If this is Rose's text messages to Destiny, why is that entire line missing? Why is that entire line missing? That's a problem. That's the first problem. That's problem number one. Problem number one. Okay? Then there's problem number two. She's saying that was amazing, like she watched something or responded to something. Okay. How did she respond to something sent at 1:36 if it's dated 1:30, 8:30? You know, basically she said, you know, notice that would be 8:36 p.m. when Destiny sent it. That's problem number two. Destiny and Zip. Destiny's not a forensic expert. And we're going to go over Zip. Zip is some dumb faggot on the internet sucking Destiny's dick. I don't trust them. I don't give a fuck what they have to say. We can listen to them cope and seethe and piss and shit. But Zip's not a fucking forensic expert. They can make up whatever the fuck they want. They don't know how this works. They don't have an answer. Okay? I don't care what their answer is. That's like some sovereign citizen trying to explain shit to me. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care what they're saying. It doesn't fucking matter. Destiny doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. If he would have got an expert if he did. I don't give a fuck what a bunch of rum bums who fuck around on DGG, Destiny's fucking tribe of Pxie, or fucking food slops the fucking retarded Asian fucking tranny want to talk about. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a shit what the Dally Band can come up with. Go get me an expert. Go get me an expert that can say why this is explainable. Go get me an expert. I don't give a fuck what they have to say. It's coping and seething and faggot shit from them. Like, Desi's going to have to explain why his shit looks like it's all photoshopped. He doesn't have an answer for that. And I'm not trying to yell at you, Lou, but it's like, I don't give a shit what these guys have to fucking say. Like, come on. Like, are you really going to listen to them and say, oh, they present good points? Like, I'm giving you the credit enough to say, no, you wouldn't sit there and look at it. The response to I don't give a fuck what the response is to this. I don't give a fuck. They have no credibility here to explain this away. You know, if like this is where I hate to say this, but credentialism isn't good. But like, get me a CV, man. Like, these guys need some fucking CVs and shit, and they ain't got one. Some guy named Zip who is known for jerking off Destiny in the courtroom. Like, they're gonna have to could Zip like explain this shit. No. And like I said, Lou, I'm just trying to tell you, I don't care what your answer at this point should just be to disregard them. Because Destiny, there's nothing Destiny's going to say here that's going to convince me this guy's wrong. Like, you should just assume right now they're fucking lying. Because that's the. I don't have time to worry about their answers. And you shouldn't either. You should not give these fucking scumbags time of yours. That's time of yours that you just gave them that you'll never get back. Those are minutes closer to your impending death that we all face. That you just gave to Destiny and zip. I mean, and flute slops, like, you know, some 41% Asian guy. I don't have time for that. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. So, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. So, this is my entertainment. I enjoy this time. I understand. I'm just telling you, if you're going to hear that, it's all bullshit. Whatever they could say, I don't have fucking time for. I don't have fucking time for their gay-ass bullshit. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that, man. I ain't got time for them. So, access-based. No, I don't need a hemp tree. No! And like I said, chat, we're past the suffer part. This is suffer! Where did that part of the program? So that's the thing here. There are two massive problems Destiny cannot explain away. And remember, if he tries to explain away, nobody's going to fucking believe him. I'm not going to believe him. And have fun convincing a jury when Mr. Pena gets up there and says, you know, I think here's what's going on. Yes. So anyways, we're going to move on here. He says the time frames are physically impossible. The only way to update Discord user is for the owner to delete or edit, which in this case, an edit would have edited appended to the message, and no such qualifier is seen. Yeah. This temporal consistency serves as a indication of post-Discord export manipulation. And Destiny relied on these same chat excerpts in his motion to dismiss, revealing the same inconsistency. He relied on the two documents as the sole support. And once again, here's the problem. You can't rely on it because he has to show why his facts are correct. That's why he's going to lose. The defendant appears to have manually transposed content from a Discord chat user with the screen name in Bloom. The timestamps in the Google file and the URLs in the chat history do not match from the same list the defendant prepared. It's sent to Abby MC below. And this guy actually went through and read through this. And here's the thing, guys. I didn't bother reading through these and picking it apart. Well, because I'm not getting paid for it. But we looked at this already and we said, it doesn't say what program was used because, like, it'll say prepared by or data collated or extrapolated by whatever program. There's none of this. There's nothing here. This is just shit put on a spreadsheet. If this was a spreadsheet that was properly put together, you know, if you're doing this as a company, like cells are merged, things like this would be centered. There's just so much of this that just, he screenshotted off a fucking Excel thing. It wasn't done as a produced thing. I mean, it's all sketchy as hell, but like all these dates, he's like, I went through these. There's issues with these trails, everything. Yeah. Yeah, what's a ts.mp4? I don't even know what the hell that means. No, Mayo. Yeah, ts.mp4. Whoa, buddy. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, we talked about this last time, guys. So much of this doesn't make any fucking sense. So much of this doesn't make any sense, but he's already highlighted things. You know, you see all this stuff here. You know, he brings all this up. Stuff does not make sense. He says this is evidence of tampering. The two links in the two chat threads are actually not the same links. The highlighted links show that, you know, these are not correct. The highlighted URL has ZH31 right in the middle of it. ZHR31 at the bottom, and the other is ZHR31 as well. But, you know, he says, also the highlighted URL is a WTB/view. And yeah, here you go. This is how you get caught. People avoid child pornography charges by trying to mess with all this data, and they get caught usually because they fuck up with like one. And the bottom one's ends a WBW view. I'd also point out there's the whatever that's called value. But like there's so much of this shit that doesn't, it's not, you know, it's Z31. You know, see, Here's the problem with this guy. He says Z31 there. It's ZHR3I. So Destiny's fucking catching himself there. There's 3I and then there's 3-1. He didn't do it. This was not typed up the right way. Yes, csam.exe. Yes. So, but guys, that's the neat thing. A professional actually looking at this can analyze it. We're just sitting down looking at it. But notice, we could just say it looked like bullshit from our own view. You know, you see more of this stuff here. You know, the highlighted link begins with 1K. And then the other one does 1 space or 1 underscore K. Also, the link has an L8-NL. The other one has a 18-N space L. Yeah, look at this. You've got like these things don't match up. It's not reliable. It appears to have been tampered with. And Destiny states because the original file names is not the same as either, proves he never sent the video. But Destiny's comparing apples and oranges. The 2 file names he sent are not file names. Instead, they are Google Drive link URLs. And he says, under the penalties of perjury, I declare this is true. I mean, there you go. There's nothing Destiny could say that's going to contradict any of this. That's going to make any fucking sense to anybody. I don't care what him and Zip Zik and Suck and Food Slops can all hang out with. There's nothing to workshop here. There's nothing to workshop. Like, there's nothing here, guys. Like, this is just, it's game over. It is fucking game over for Destiny. You know, and this guy just cites all the shit from the farms that got leaked. And, yeah. It's a sneeded feed. Yeah, Troon Slops or whatever. Yeah. You know, and I love that part when Food Slops is like, you know, you're fat. It's like, I'd rather be fat than a fucking Troon, buddy. Like, you know, like if we're going to play games here, man, like, okay, I'm fat and I can't see my dick. Like, I'm not a Troon. Like, I still win. I still win every day. I win every day. So, getting back to this, because we just had to go through that, guys. That is such a critical document. Now, what's going to happen? Like, and before we get any further, guys, you guys are like, is he going to get in trouble? What happens at this point? Well, he loses here. And then in Discovery, Destiny's going to, like, this could go to trial. And if sides have messed with Discovery, you could get adverse instructions to the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, Destiny is confirmed to have tampered with this evidence. You have the right to assume this evidence would have been entirely detrimental to his claims. It would have fully implicated him in terms of civil liability. You can automatically assume Destiny destroyed evidence that was going to make him look bad. That's the sanction for evidence tampering in a civil case. There's no, oh, this goes straight to the DOJ. But with this kind of shit, Destiny's going to get charged with, like, he gets charged with obstruction and evidence tampering, 100%. Like, with this stuff, oh my God, this makes it a slam dunk to prosecute him. He 100%, yeah. Yes. He's spoiled, he's spoliated, he's tampering. You know, that's the thing. I want to see Destiny in deposition. I agree. And at that point, Destiny's gonna have no credibility because they're gonna think he's a fucking liar all the time. But let's keep going. Well, real quick, we got some super chats to read through real quick here. Kizuro De Soya says, congrats on your Army nomination to the Dented Zone. Well, thank you. John Kelman for $2 says, at Panchetta, ew. I don't know why, but you guys are having your fun over there. Jefferson Post says, actor tip, a zealous advocate for your character. Well, thank you. Don't bother none says, hi, Anna. Jim Cox says, wood chipper. Great Loader says Destiny would enjoy prison. He's a total bottom. Oh, I know. He'd be like Nick or Aaron running around going like, oh my God, I dropped all the soap. We're like, we're at the rec yard. I know, but I dropped the soap. I hope there's no big burly men behind me. I can see Aaron doing that at rec time too. But thank you for your membership for 1 month, Great Loader. Graham says, will Oltmeyer, who is the Attorney General of California, go after him for the CSAM? Maybe at this point now, where it looks like he's modified things, probably. I mean, I could see it happening, but we don't know. Don't know. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you, man. Maddie says, over on David's channel, we watched your brother's trial last night. Who's my brother? Brother. Don't know who that'd be. Dell says, wouldn't it be a crime if he gave forged pics to the court perjury? I mean, yeah, but nobody ever gets charged with perjury for lying in civil things. Like, that's not what happens. Like I said, I know you guys want people to go away and like all that. No, there's ways to handle the perjury shit. You just you destroy their civil case and they get raped in court. That's what you do. We don't do this other stuff. I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, Mr. Pyro, like we said, guys, civil cases, people fuck with documents all the time, man. Zakuza thinks Destiny thinks he's the smartest person in the room, and that arrogance will bite him in the ass. Yep. I mean, I've watched those clips where he's reading like fucking Wikipedia, which there's nothing wrong. I've learned a lot of shit from Wikipedia, but like, fuck, it's like, as a fellow 100 some IQ like a fellow 100 IQ person myself, like I could tell Destiny's like, game recognizes game. Have you ever worked on a civil case where it's proven to have forged a document out of whole cloth? I've never seen this in civil litigation. I've never seen this myself, but I've seen people like fucking with books and numbers and things like that. Just not to this level. But I'm sure it happens. I mean, when the stakes are high, people will make risky decisions. So Destiny's a dick weaving expert himself. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, yes, he is. Yes, Famosus man. Sadly, we had to learn that. And then ID Dillion says, sorry for being off topic, but I need to get the word out. A priest was kidnapped, and we're trying to get the word out. Please look up the urgent true Orthodox priest Oleksii Lubashets, kidnapped and forcibly conscripted in Ukraine. Was he conscripted by the Ukrainians or the Russians? That's kind of, hold on here. Oleksii. I'm assuming based on how it's spelled, he's Ukrainian, but Lyubosh. Shets. Kidnapped. Let me see here. Oh yeah, he was conscripted in Odessa, Ukraine. Okay, well, also thank you, Dylan, for $50. But yeah, guys, like it's I mean, well, it's not a surprise the Ukrainians are now conscripting priests for battle. It's that's not a surprise anymore. Fucking holes, man. The conscription police found this guy, threw him in a car, and took him away. Like, telling me that happens. I am very sorry to hear that. I hope he is released. But yeah. Yeah, I've seen, but there's thousands of these videos too. The conscripting of anybody the way they're doing it is not cool. Tech Guy South says the Russians ain't doing much better. I understand that. Here's the thing, though. I'm not the one running around screaming the Russians are the good guys and we should give them guns and tomahawks. We're being told that the Ukrainians are the good guys and we should give them guns and tomahawks, and they're acting exactly like the fucking Russians. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to help the holes. I don't want to help either of them. I like to let the Slavs fight each other, and then we talk to whoever who's left standing. That's my point. So, hold on 1 second. I have to go take care of something real quick, chat. So I will be right back. I'm gonna leave you guys with something for 1 second here. While we do that, I have to go take care of something. We're gonna watch this real quick, chat. To give you guys like a minute here.
Whoever invented railway ballast was truly a genius. Ballast is the layer of crushed stones beneath train tracks. Without it, thousands of tons of weight from a train would press directly onto the ground, and before long, the track. Whoever invented railway ballast was truly a genius. Ballast is the layer of crushed stones beneath train tracks. Without it, thousands of tons of weight from a train would press directly onto the ground, and before long, the track bed would start to sink. These stones distribute the pressure and protect the foundation from being damaged under excessive load. But ordinary stones aren't strong enough. You need hard rock like granite or basalt. After being crushed, the stones are screened into evenly sized pieces, and their shape has to be irregular. That irregular shape serves two important purposes. First, when trains run, they create intense vibrations. If you use smooth pebbles, they'd shake loose in no time. But jagged stones lock tightly together, forming a stable interlocking structure that not only holds firm, but also absorbs vibration, giving passengers a smoother ride. Second, trains are incredibly loud, but the scattered arrangement of the stones reflects and refracts sound waves, helping to absorb and reduce noise. On top of that, the gaps between stones allow rainwater to drain away, preventing the tracks from flooding, while also stopping weeds from growing around the rails, cutting down on maintenance cost.
Hi, chat. We're back. Yes, somehow more people watched. Angela, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. So anyways, guys, that is the national anthem for Tylenol Americans. That is the autism national anthem for us here in America. Yes, the Tylenol is activated. Yes, that is basically it's being done. The AI is doing in like Taylor Swift. It's trying to do Taylor Swifting it. So that was literal torture, but you learned something. Did you know that about railway ballast? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't. So shake your Tylenol like Ethan Ralph. Yes, shake your Tylenol. Oh, Alexis, what is happening? I had to step away for a minute. How do you feel about your profile being on screen during the song? The suffer. That's what had to happen there. So, I edging you with the foamers in chat. No, I had to step away and take care of something for 2.0 there. So AI country is very funny. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes. My next game stream, yes, Sonic Crossworlds. Oh, that video's now showed up in your algorithm? Yeah, okay. Well, but anyways, yes, Dylan, thank you for that $50 super chat. I appreciate it. Null is saying Nico says Null does quite a bit wrong, but that's because he won't hire people or accept help in the back end. Not as a fat joke, but he's also fat. Yeah. Well, I understand, but like, letting people get involved means like things get compromised. So yeah, it's an issue. Nick Kreuzer says for $10, CD's nuts. Jefferson Post says throw pearls before debate, bros. They're swine. Correct. Mikey says subpoena zip zip so Tiny goes zap zap. Yeah. 12th Monkey's been a member for 4 months. Says Destiny needs a suffer chat. Yes. Radcon Hazard says, I think the few times I've seen you this intense has been over Pestiny. I've been upset about other things too. It's just, you know, like, I'm not gonna fucking listen to him. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to Ryan Mullally fucking discuss things with Not So Erudite, which holy shit, you should not live up to your fucking name if that's your screen name. Kyla, the Ghislaine Maxwell to Epstein. Holy shit, that woman was fucking like I wanted to like. I have a massive long fucking DM to Ryan discussing how retarded Kyla is. I mean, holy shit. That woman's trying to fucking interfere in the politics of my country as an interloper, and she doesn't understand what the fuck she's doing. I thought about one day reacting to it, but it's just basically going to be me calling her a stupid whore for like 2.5 hours. But if you guys want to watch that, we can do it. 12 Monkey says, what are the penalties for evidence tampering? At this point, there's sanctions. The court could fine Destiny and sanction him for conduct. Mainly what it'll be is if this goes to trial, they can, get the court to tell the jury Destiny destroyed evidence and tampered with it. You can make negative inferences about that. And it gets read on the record into the jury in front of everyone. Mikey says for $10, sandwich enjoyer is better than the Troonshine drinker. Correct. All right, guys, let's keep going here. Let's get it back to Pxie's actual motion here. Let's get back to it. Do it. I would watch it 100%. Maybe one day we will. One day we will. Not So Bright is a dumb skinwalker. Well, yeah, she is. But yeah. When your name is Not So Erudite, you shouldn't make that like you should be pretty erudite. Although given how stupid she is, she might actually think I'm not so erudite, erudity. And guys, if you're not aware, erudite means you have great knowledge and you've learned a lot. It's like, well, but she doesn't. And you're like, well, duh. So actually, hold on here, Chen. I think we have a doggo who wants to join us. Come here, Bud. Come here, Bud. Come on. Clyde, you want to come here, buddy? Come on, Clyde. They're both like, fuck you, fat man. Clyde. Come here, Clyde. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba Bear. You guys, Clyde, chat's calling for you, buddy. He's sitting here eating right now, so Clyde does. Clyde, come on. Come on, Bub. Oh, my God. All right. Whatever. Yes. Clyde Coin is mooning. It is always mooning. All right, chat. Let's keep going here. Now, they point out that this is a 12B1 motion. Remember, guys, the 12B rules where you have like 12B6 is the failure stated claim upon which relief can't be granted. This is one of the other ones. Oh, hi, Butter. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Dude, I can literally see you. Bon, come here. One of you guys, come here. I don't care which one of you. And they both walked away together. They both walked away together. Aldo Gusto says, Sean, don't think the chat is retarded, not familiar with erudite, an English word. Well, I don't know what people know. You are supposed to not be Dunning-Kruger. Oh no, I think I'm a fucking idiot. Like there's a difference. I think I am an idiot. Like I told you guys, I'm pretty sure my IQ is like 105. Slightly above air temperature in Phoenix in the summer. So, did I call one Butter Bear? Yeah, I call him Bubber, and for some reason I started calling him Bubber Bear. So I was calling, like Bubba or Bubbers. Come here, Bubbers. And after a while, I just started calling him Butter Bear, and I don't know why. So, but anyways, yes, Clyde. Bon doesn't get all those names. Butters is your dog, yeah. All right, well. So, but anyways, they point out that his disclosures to Rose occurred before Cardi's date, and he didn't give to Abby before the statute took effect. And they said the 11th Circuit is held when jurisdictional facts are intertwined. The district court must assume jurisdiction and resolve the dispute as a direct attack on the merits. Now they say this occurs as here, the statute creates both the cause of action and provides a jurisdictional grant. They say dismissal is only permitted only if the federal claim is immaterial, insubstantial, or frivolous. This is far from immaterial, insubstantial, or frivolous. I would agree. It's very serious. You know, her claim is central and is neither immaterial nor frivolous. I would agree. Very true. It's true and honest. It's true and honest. Let's see here. Why was I trying to? Oh, I missed something here. So they say, according to the court, may not resolve disputes or weigh competing evidence on a 12B1 motion. In this one, the motion should be denied outright or treated under Rule 56 standards, which is a different thing. That's summary judgment. Summary judgment at that point under Rule 56 is we've got all the evidence. Here's all our information. And we want to make it, you know, with the court to make a ruling. But material facts are in dispute. And that I think they make a correct argument, but it could go the other way. It could go the other way on this. The court could decide it wants to do it. Now, they point out discoveries in the early stages, and it is correct. We haven't had depositions or anything. You know, it's too early. Let's let the case percolate and separate what's going on here. What's the TLDR? Destiny is fucked. That's what the TLDR is. Oh, boy. So. And they point that out here. And they said the claims turn on disputed facts that require discovery to resolve. The timing of the disclosures. And they say including whether it remained accessible and after the public effective date, as well as whether or not he disclosed the images to Abby. And the matter is far from complete, and the evidence relied on Destiny is not reliable and cannot be authenticated. And they keep on circling back to Exhibit A. Plaintiff cannot fairly be required to meet her burden of proof without the opportunity to complete discovery. And I think that's a fair argument here. And Rule 56, and guys, Rule 56 is in the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Your state probably has it as well under a similar thing here because that's everybody pretty much copies the federal system, federal rules. Anyway, this is Rule 56, summary judgment. Well, come on here. You come here, Bon Bon? Come here. Come on. Like she walks up to me and then turns away. So I tried. So this covers rules for summary judgment. And it says times to file motions. And ultimately, when you're doing summary judgment, if you're one side or another, you're trying to show there's no genuine dispute as to any material fact and that you're entitled to judgment as a matter of law. Now, here's the problem. When it comes to summary judgment, you may ask for summary judgment and you may lose. You might say, Judge, look, we have all the facts. Everybody agrees on the facts. I should win. And the court may look at all the evidence and go, yeah, you know what? Actually, you lose. They're correct. Summary judgment is a very dangerous game. It's a very dangerous game. But they say time to file a motion. Unless it's different, you may file a motion unless the court orders otherwise. A party may file a motion for summary judgment at any time until 30 days after the close of all discovery. So you could file it at any point up to the point of discovery being closed past plus 30 days. And when in this case, discovery closes in December. So 30 days from that date is when the Rule 56 deadline is there. So that's where we're going here. And they're saying, look, we haven't had depositions yet. This is way too early. And I would agree at this point. So, and they say that the parties have had, we've usually have a fair chance to complete discovery. And they cite other cases here saying summary judgment would be improper at this injuncture. And they cite a case out of the Southern District of Florida, the court system they're in, as of this past year. When they point out the law in the circuit is clear. The party opposing a motion should be permitted an adequate opportunity to complete discovery prior to consideration. And she's saying thus here. Now, remember, this is not binding on Destiny. It's the Southern District. So the judge could ignore it, but they're citing the circuit, the 11th Circuit. And that's what they're trying to do here. How can you give memberships on your Android but not your iPhone? Suki, that's just the way that fucking YouTube does it. I don't know. People on iPhones have all kinds of problems with YouTube. It's because of the iPhone store, the Apple store. I don't know for sure though. So they say here, thus the proper the course is to deny Destiny's motion to dismiss without prejudice, meaning give them another time, and defer all this till discovery's done. They say, alternatively, there are material issues of fact that prevent summary judgment. And notice, the summary judgment standard says there's no genuine dispute to any material fact. We have a lot of disputes of material fact at this point. We have a lot of disputes of material fact. They say a genuine dispute of material fact exists if there's evidence such a reasonable jury can return a verdict for the other party that's not making the motion. And they say the facts are material depends on the underlying law, and the court must view the evidence and all inferences in the light of them favorable to the non-movement. And that's from the 11th Circuit, and that means they have to follow it. And it says summary judgment may be inappropriate even where the parties agree on basic facts, but disagree about the inferences that should be drawn from those facts. You know what? If reasonable minds can differ, the court should deny summary judgment. And they say Destiny's motion must be denied because it rests on tainted and admissible evidence. And yes, Destiny's evidence would not be admissible at trial, guys. If you tried to introduce this stuff, I need to post my Cash App tag. This is not going to work that way. None of this would be admissible at trial. Remember, getting it into a filing is one thing, but getting admitted in a courtroom, we talked about all the issues. It's not scientific reliable. It's not done to standards. You can't duplicate it. Those are all the things you need to get stuff introduced like that forensically. So they say these materials cannot be presented in a form that would be admissible. And they say that, based on all this, he embarked on a DIY search to preserve, authenticate, and produce documents, but failed to adhere to the cornerstone of digital forensics, forensically sound data preservation. Specifically, the essential step is the hash values at the time of collection. And they point out that none of this is there to ensure integrity. They say without any values to compare against, any data is going to be unauthenticated. And we've already talked about it. This is just a complete disaster. You can't authenticate any of this. And they say the documents bear indicia of alteration or tampering. And Federal Rules of Evidence 901 is what you use to do document authentication and how you lay foundation. And you guys can find the Federal Rules of Evidence. If you Google FRE rule, whatever, that's where you can find it here. But Federal Rule of Evidence 901. Authenticating or identifying evidence. And this is the stuff we talked about last time. To satisfy the requirement of authentication or identification, the proponent, which in this case would be Destiny, he's proposing to use the evidence, must produce sufficient evidence support of finding that the item is what they claim it to be. So not only is Destiny saying this is a spreadsheet of information, he's trying to tell you factually this establishes X, Y, and Z. You have to have a testimony of a witness with knowledge. Well, Destiny can be questioned on his knowledge. We don't have to worry about handwriting because it's there, but also a non-expert could say, I'm familiar with the signature, but it doesn't work. Comparison by an expert witness doesn't work here. Distinctive characteristics, that's not it here. Opinion about a voice, nope. Nope. Evidence about a telephone conversation, nope. Evidence about public records, not a public record. Ancient documents, nope. Evidence about a process or a system, Destiny can't testify to that. Methods provided by a statute or a rule, nope. None of that works for Destiny. Destiny's going to have to try to testify based on his knowledge. And remember, he's allowed to be questioned about it. Well, how do you know? How do you know this works? Are you certified? Are you trained? And he would lose. He would lose. So they say such tampering constitutes spoliation. At a minimum, it creates genuine issues of material fact as to the reliability. And where credibility and authenticity are in dispute, summary judgment's inappropriate. Because remember, Destiny says, well, we want you to look at our evidence. Well, we can't. There's no credibility. And the drawing of legitimate inference from the facts are jury issues, not for a judge. And I also, don't fucking remove all spaces after similar formatted paragraphs. This is just, This is not done well. This is not done well. You also don't double space off of headings. This is just shite. See, notice right here, it looks good. Notice down here, it doesn't look good. And they got to fucking why? Why do you do this to me? This is just retarded. So they say the motion should be dismissed alone because it rests on inadmissible tainted evidence. And Pxie reserves all right to seek sanctions or adverse inference instructions arising from Destiny's misconduct. Yes, we are not done yet with this. So that is why we're doing it. So yes. Okay, so once again, we do another fucking retarded spacing. There's disputes of fact regarding whether it was written within the ambit of Cardi. Destiny can't prove it. He's claiming it occurred prior, and the continuous accessibility fails as a matter of law. And he says both these are incorrect. And they point out, and this is where it's weird. Why is that right there? That shouldn't be there. And this being italicized, I think, is a little ridiculous. You should just do B, and you just do A, B, and you have 3A, 3B. If that was the case, I would make this thing number 1, because you've done no Roman numerals. Now you've done letters. The next thing over is you do number 1. Kind of like how statutes work out. So they say the same evidence has been presented to the court numerous times. And the court has already reviewed the same evidence and held that the evidence establishing a definitive timeline is murky at best. And I agree it is. The court also noted that absent from Destiny's arguments is testimony from Rose that would corroborate his characterizations. We talked about this too. Where is Rose? Where is Rose? Where is Rose? And notice, despite this clear directive from the court, Destiny failed to submit any corroborating evidence from Rose, and instead simply submitted the same evidence and arguments the court already rejected. Thus, there's no need for the court to relook at the issue, saying deny the motion. But what do we see here? What does this say? What does this say? Number 2, and we're going to zoom in, chat, because this is big. This is big. This is big. This is big. In fact, it is Pxie, not Destiny, that has made efforts to obtain evidence from Rose. Also, the farm, Destiny challenged the farm, taunted the internet, and the farms figured out who Rose was. So I'm assuming, notice they can't give credit to the farms. Such gay bullshit. Pxie hired a PI to obtain her legal identity and location, and has this week managed to serve Rose with a subpoena duces tecum, meaning herself and her papers, meaning Rose is probably going to be asked to provide her phone and her Discord information and appear at the deposition. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. They found Rose. Remember, that's one of the thumbnails I had. Where's Rose? Destiny keeps talking about her. Well, why don't you fucking find her and prove all this? It's easy enough, but he never did. He never fucking did. He never fucking did. And they say, finally, after ascertaining her identity, Pxie obtained evidence Rose's date of birth is October 30th, 2004. Thus, when Destiny was exchanging pornographic content with Rose between March of 2022 and until October of 2022, Rose was a minor! What about the child porn, Destiny? What about the child porn? Uh-oh. Destiny, Daliban bros, I don't feel so good. Oh no, food slops. I don't feel so good. Total orbiter death. Oh no, chat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. God, imagine people who work with Destiny, too, and have affiliated with themselves. Not people who have distanced themselves. I understand people have quit, and I get that. Like, Pisco's bailed on him, Chud Logic, Jay Stuckle, all those guys have bailed on him. I get it. But the people still affiliating themselves with Destiny, oh, man! You, like, if those people don't bail now, if those people who are still around Destiny don't leave now, I guess that tells you everything you need to fucking know about these people. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's been a sinking ship. But now, oh no. Piers will still have him on. Piers does that because Destiny's a fucking attention ratings genius. Destiny comes on it. Destiny's the heel for Piers. Piers Morgan's a showman. Piers won't have me on because I'll call somebody a dumb faggot or I'll drop the N-word on the middle of the show. He'll have Destiny on because Destiny can get his ass stomped on by everybody. Everybody on the panel could kick Destiny's ass. Like that one day, it was Poso, Anna, and Andrew Wilson. Like Poso and Andrew Wilson would spit roasted him, and Anna was sitting there just kicking him in the ribs the whole time. I forget who was the other guy on there too. But anyways, yeah, that's why Piers won't have me on. Yes, Piers now runs the kill stream. Yes, Piers Morgan. Think about that, chat. The internet blood sports have had a renaissance through Piers Morgan, the guy Jeremy Clarkson punched in the face. Poso would like to spit roast him. Well, him and Cernovich. Let's see here. I turn into a bitch when I'm on a show. I say the truth. I said the truth. You may not like it, but it's the truth. So I also try to be civil with people. So suffer. Let's see here. What happens when Rose says she deleted her account and doesn't have any logs or info? Like, that hurts Destiny even more because now there's no way for Destiny to corroborate anything. But I doubt it's gone. And even if it's gone, there might be ways to retrieve it still forensically. So remember, guys, unless you, like, nuke your phone, like, data's never gone. Even that Discord data might still be available. So. Well, yeah, Poso was pissed. Him and Charlie Kirk were broskies. So. Piers has even called his show Bloodsports occasionally. Yes. A world famous kill stream with Piers Morgan. It's been rebranded. Oh. So. Oh, Maddie, thanks for the trolling. I appreciate it. Oh. I loved you as a judge on DSP. Thank you. Let's see here. Yeah, nothing's deleted. Nothing's ever deleted. Yes. Tonka Sash sue Piers for IP infringement. Yes. So this girl was 16 at the time. Sounds like it's, it's like the song goes, Rose was 16 going on 17 when Destiny sent the porn. Oh, no. Oh, no. So, let's see here. All right, we're gonna keep moving here, but we're gonna get to the other exhibits that were put together here by Pxie. So, the defendant relies on a comparison of two documents as the sole support for his assertion of evidence that conclusively establishes the video was transmitted. Pitchlock says, "Don't ever sing again, ever." Well, I'm sorry, I don't have my little that little thing in Pitch Perfect where it's the little whoo. I don't have that. Hold on. Me, la 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 la. Susu Studio. Oh. No, it's not a kazoo. I don't know what it is. And they say, yet the Discord chat thread does not show any transmission of the video at 8:36. It actually contradicts it. Moreover, the chat thread shows signs of tampering. Yep. And notice, Destiny offers to send the video at 8:28, and then at 8:33, Rose says, "Oh my, I'd love it. Oh my God." Immediately following by, "That was amazing. I can't wait to blow you now." Imagine somebody says that. Winston says, "I've watched Pitch Perfect." Yeah, it's funny. It's funny slop. You gotta deal with it, man. Yes, I could do my hold on, I gotta get the right tone, chat. Hold on. There we go. I got the right note now. We could sing. That's what Pixie's attorneys are about to do to Destiny's asshole. So it's a pitch pipe. Oh, okay. Yes. Sibilance. Yes. So, anyways, in the screenshot, and according to Bunnell's declaration, the video was not sent till 8:36 p.m. Rose could not have been responding that the video was amazing if she did not receive the video until 8:36. This temporal and logical inconsistency, as Matthew Harden, Esquire, has pointed out before, he loves it in legal documents where you can time travel. So, yes. The evidence should not be considered by the court. Moreover, it does not conclusively establish. Yes. There are also contradictions in the declaration submitted to the court about his date of disclosure. Initially, Destiny said he claimed the reason he leaked the leaked screenshot date had a European date stamp is because it is a screenshot from Rose's side of the conversation, and Rose was corresponding from a time zone 5 hours ahead of me in Miami, Florida. Remember, we've talked about that before. Destiny has claimed that she was in Europe, but she's not. We know she's not. So, yeah. Pray Times 12 says, who's Pxie? Pxie is the woman that Destiny had sex with, and he filmed it. And Destiny gave those videos to Rose. So Pxie is the plaintiff. So Destiny now claims, without providing explanation for the contradictions, that it was not Rose that was in Europe, but rather it was Solo Tiny Leaks. It was him who was located in Europe. It was you. At the same time, he accessed the video, such that the date stamps are reflected in the European format. Destiny provides no evidence to support this new view. Thus, the explanation is nothing other than speculation, correct? Yep. Accordingly, there are disputed facts, so the motion could be denied alone. Another, I hate the tildes. Destiny was hiding under safe house. Yeah. Even assuming that this occurred before October 1st, this has not been established. They're arguing, they're doing they're assuming an arguendo, meaning for the sake of argument. His disclosure made the video accessible after October 1st. So when the visual depiction is disclosed without the consent of the individual. Disclose means transfer, publish, distribute, or make accessible. This is a broad definition. And notice before, you know how like in Destiny's case, there were a handful of bullshit things cited. There are a handful of bullshit things cited by his attorney. Well, notice, they're saying it's a broad definition. These guys are having to hunt through wherever they can find it on both sides. It says, although CARD is a new statute and there's little case law, at least one court has held a continuous disclosure argument. Yes, so they found one. And they found that although the disclosure was done before the effective date, the defendant continued to disclose the recordings. And they say, so even if Destiny had done that, as Destiny contends, because he made the video accessible after the date, it's within the definition. And it's a dispute the video was accessible to Rose after the date. Because otherwise, Tiny would not have been able to access the video from Rose in November 2024. That is something I hadn't thought about before. Like, chat, like I'll say, when I haven't been able to make an argument for something, holy fucking shit. I didn't think of that. But holy fuck. Based on what we know, that is 100% correct. Solo had access to it, and Destiny gave it away. Bam! Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm willing to admit I had not contemplated that, guys, but yeah, holy shit. Holy fuck. Oh my god. God damn, that is oh god, chat. Oh no. I mean, I guess we really do need to use this right now. Like, eventually I think we will be playing this video.
Guess who got indicted? Ha 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 ha.
I think eventually that may happen here. But holy shit. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. So, in addition to all of this, as fully detailed by Mr. Jesus Pena, at this early stage, and based on the current evidence, it appears the video was sent to Rose via an attachment on Discord and remained stored until it was finally deleted after Destiny got rid of it. You know, it was publicly accessible. We already went through all of that. And holy shit, I didn't know all that, but that's interesting. So they also point out that Destiny's thing is saying it was a one-time file attachment. It's not. The attachment was not publicly indexed or searchable. They cited that, and they're like, no, it actually was. And now we get on to Abby MC. They say, even assuming that all of this was before, and none of this made it available for Destiny, the disclosure to Abby MC is another option the court could consider. And they say it is a disputed issue of fact requiring further discovery. And they say, moreover, the evidence submitted and relied on Destiny that he never sent the video appears to have been tampered with and is thus unreliable. Yeah. And he says the communication logs conclusively establish he never sent the video. The logs are nothing more than an Excel spreadsheet, including all media files created by Destiny. You know, these preserved logs might have consisted of a copy of his Discord exports in an HTML, but instead it's artificially created by Destiny. Yep. We have no way to know if it's complete or accurate. Therefore, it should be gone. True. 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 Yeah, we're at 2 hours of this chat. Yep. 700 of you here, guys. I mean, yeah, this is not looking good for Destiny. This is not looking good for Destiny. As Alex Jones once told us.
Rape, 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 rape.
Yeah. Pxie is raping Destiny right now. Absolutely raping him. So the evidence presented could also be disregarded because it is inconsistent and there's evidence of spoliation. Yep. Yep, we know there's spoliation. You know, the drive file identifiers don't match. All that stuff we looked at already. 100%. 100%. You know, it's inconsistent and the evidence does not support his argument. It looks to have been tampered with. And if it isn't tampered with, it looks like it. It looks like it. There's more evidence of tampering. The Google Drive links don't match up. We've already gone through that, guys. It does not work. The further evidence of spoliation, Destiny admitted on a live stream that the preserved logs were created by him. He says, Destiny went, oh my God, information is lost. There is no original file. I'm trying to reconstruct a file. I'm artificially creating a file by reconstructing a log of stuff. That's what I'm trying to do, and it's not working. Well, there you go. There you go, chat. There you go. Oh. Destiny also admitted using AI to format data in the spreadsheet. I didn't actually know this. I kind of want to see this clip here. Here we go. Hold on here, chat. Can I do this as another way? Open link in new tab. Hold on. Open link in new tab. I asked you, Tabby. Here we go. Oh, God, we're going to have to watch Food Slop for a minute.
Jesus.
Okay, so Food Slop is some tranny that likes to play with Destiny's balls or wants to. I don't know. So.
Don't fucking chime in.
Question.
Yeah.
If I ask an AI to do something for me, if I give it a file and say, can you format this? It will never like spit that file out onto the internet or do some random crazy shit with it, right?
Actually, it could because it keeps all that data for itself for the future. So all that data, Destiny, is now in the possession of whoever owns that AI. So now whatever you disseminated is now in possession of that AI. You fucking retard. You fucking tardo. Destiny, like, more Discord hijinks. But yes, this is a man claiming to be a woman.
For safety's sake, you probably shouldn't do that. I think you should probably have some professional do that. That sounds like a safety risk.
That is 100% correct. Let a professional do it, Destiny. Food Slops actually gave correct advice. Yes. Yes, Yoko Trono. Yes. It's like the Bare Naked Lady song. You can be my Yoko Trono. Bump, 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 bump. You can follow me wherever I go. That's a great song, by the way, if you've never heard it from Bare Naked Ladies.
Cybersecurity risk.
Well, I can't hand it over to anyone else because it's trouble. I'm just kidding.
You're kidding? Oh, that's so funny to, you know, because that stuff comes up in a deposition. Mr. Pinnell, why do you joke about having child pornography? Is that a joke to you? Do you think that's funny? Patty says, would it make it different if Rose was emancipated? Nope. 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 And she wasn't, so.
You really
Okay.
Okay.
Don't feed ChatGPT child porn.
I have like a CSV with like 30,000 lines, and then I have like a sister like JSON file. But the problem is that it doesn't actually I can't copy paste this into a spreadsheet because all of the data rows are just separated by commas. But I imagine if I upload the file to ChatGPT and say, hey, can you create a neat Excel sheet where you treat the commas as like a new cell, that it could just give me a finished file or something. Right?
100%. Someone can quickly program a Python script for you that can do that on your.
It's too late at this point because he's got it all in his hands. So done work. God, I didn't want to give Food Slops any more time, chat. So there, we're done. We're done with Food Slops. Yes. So Excel will just do that. It doesn't matter because it's all Destiny doing it. So anyways, but lucky he doesn't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that either. You could load CSV into Excel and it would reformat itself. Still, though, he's generating this issue. He's still generating it. They say additionally, Destiny contends because the file name of the video is revealed by Solo is not the same as either of those, it proves he never sent the video. But once again, they're going back through this. Instead, these are Google Drive links which point to unknown file names. Thus, this doesn't support anything. And yes, his motion is inconsistent with tainted evidence, and there's material facts. So. And they say the Abby's declaration and exhibit should not be discarded. Destiny claims they should be discarded because she failed to provide evidence of the disclosure. A screenshot of a message with Destiny sent the video. And they say, however, Destiny knows that Abby cannot do that because Destiny deleted all of his direct messages, which is kind of an issue. And as Abby's declaration stated, I recently reviewed my Discord account and Destiny deleted all of his DMs. I've retained copies of my messages as well as other people. And multiple other women who have had issues with Destiny heavy consent accidents. And they say, as noted above, he's acknowledged there is no original file because he deleted it. And Destiny says the screenshots do not establish he disclosed the video. This, of course, is nonsensical because Destiny did not meet Abby until March of 2023. Thus, Destiny failed to present any valid reason to discard Abby's declaration. And this is the problem. By deleting evidence, Destiny now has to argue, well, it's not true. Why? Well, because it's not true. Okay, why? Well, where's your evidence? Well, I deleted it. You got to trust me, bro. Remember, the guy who always wants studies and evidence, he deleted fucking evidence. This is what happens. So why you don't do it? Like I told you, chat, Destiny was operating on his own for a couple of weeks, and he fucked around without an attorney telling him what to do. Because there's no way Brettler advised him to do any of this. As I stated, Destiny was working without counsel. And as much as he'll piss and shit and say that didn't happen, I told you it happened, chat, and I fucking called it. Yes, he deletes evidence but keeps the CP. Correct. Yes, he deletes the chat logs, but he keeps all the child porn. So they talk about the failure to serve Abby, and this is actually a really good discussion of this here. So next, Destiny argues that Abby should be disregarded because they haven't been able to give her a subpoena. Well, I'd say first, there's no evidence of any effort to locate her server. Second, there's no basis or claim that we represent her for purposes of service. To the contrary, they expressly advise Brettler they don't represent her. They're not authorized to accept service on her behalf, and they've never instructed her to evade. Thirdly, they recently obtained her last known address, and they gave it right away. It's further undermined by his own conduct. His initial disclosures identified 11 individuals likely to have information, including Rose, yet he never gave contact information for any of them. Pxie had to hire a PI, which I'm sure the PI just went and read the fucking farms, but yes. Did Destiny's ex-wife leave the country? Yeah, she's now with a guy who's part of the Skarsgård family, like Stellan Skarsgård and Peter Skarsgård, like famous fucking actors and shit. Yeah. Melina moved up in the world. She fucking leveled up. She 10x'd that shit. So. Then finally, whatever Destiny cited, it was an apostate. They say it concerns expert witnesses rather than lay witnesses. Destiny's failure to serve Abby is irrelevant. And I think it's fair, true. And they say at this stage, discovery is ongoing and there's disputes abounding. Deny the motion either outright or under Rule 56 standards and just let it come back later. And we'll try it again later. Signed by Pxie's legal team. Normally, guys, I keep telling you, guys, Pxie's attorneys have fucked up and Destiny's attorneys are doing a better job. This is Pxie's attorneys doing a phenomenal, when it matters, Pxie's team fucking delivered. It's been time. and they showed the fuck up. Like, this is brilliantly done and put it all together. They did a great fucking job here. So, like, 10 out of 10 right now for Pxie's team. Brettler is, doing what he can, but it just doesn't work. You could be the best basketball player in the world. Like, you might be the best technical player in the world. But if you're only fucking 5 feet tall, and don't bring up Spud Webb, we're not going down that road. There's only so much you can do, and Brettler's fighting as hard as he can, but Pxie went out and got experts and did all kinds of shit. So, Luke says, how much of this was Destiny fucking around with the filing in the MTD too late? I don't think so, because the court would have said, this is way too early. We need to work. Like, they're going to say, Pxie would have said, we are trying to find Abby. We're trying to find Rose, Judge. We need some time. The court would have been like, okay, fine, cool. You get some time. So I don't think it would have mattered. The problem is, though, Destiny, like, they may have been able to get an unforced error or something. But yeah, I don't understand. They kept fucking around and kept on crying about what they were going to do. It's one of those times where, like, they're the guy at the bar talking about how much they're going to kick your ass. But yet there they stand, still not doing a fucking thing. We're like, this is all bullshit, Judge. They kept talking about how they were going to kick Pxie's ass. But yet there they stood, not doing a fucking thing about it. And there's nothing wrong with calling people out for that. Well, you got to be careful. Somebody might fight you. But, I remember at one time I was at a bar and I heard that. Guy A keeps on saying he's going to whoop Guy B's ass. And he said it for like 30 minutes straight. And Guy B looked up and it said, you keep talking about how you're going to whoop my ass. And there you still stand and you haven't moved a fucking inch. And, yeah. But yes, did the op get time to patch it up? Yeah, but they were going to get time to patch it up anyway. They would have been given time to patch it up. This is not like an egregious or bullshit lawsuit. So, what about Allen Iverson? Well, he was in his special. AI was good, man. AI could ball. So, what about Muggsy Bogues? Well, yeah, but he did a great job. He was never the same after the Monstars stole his mojo. So he was never the same after Space Jam. So you're saying there'll be never another Spud Webb? Probably not. Who says back? Did I miss anything? I mean, other than Destiny just getting,
Rape.
That's what you missed. But we're going to get on to now the other exhibits from Pxie here. Let's take a look at these real quick. Oh, we accidentally ended up having to watch Food Slops, where Destiny admitted he was manufacturing all these records on his own. So this is from Rose. And what state is it from here? I think it's the state of Illinois, but it doesn't explicitly state that here. But it just shows, who she is and what they're trying to prove with it. The report date was 9/16/2025. Her license number, blah, they couldn't get it all there, but they go down below. And they've got information for her, and they have it all filed under seal. It's all been redacted. Then we have Exhibit C, the confidential excerpts of the chat thread between the defendant and Rose. Ooh. So you got to talk about his butt plug more. But you know what? We don't get to see it, chat, because it's confidential. It's been filed under seal. So what happened? Well, there was an unopposed motion for leave to file exhibits under seal. And from here, guys, which means, and real quick, just so you guys know, Destiny's going to make up things here, but this tells you one big thing right now. They very likely got Rose's information, and Rose probably gave up her cell phone. So why would they have confidential excerpts? Is it because they have the originals from Rose? I would argue yes. So, oh man. Oh man. We'll find out if this is correct or not. I don't know if it is. But I'm just going off of a guess, chat. And I'd like to think I know what I'm doing. I'd like to think I can piece together facts. I'm not, Sherlock Holmes. But yeah. I kind of get the feeling they got a hold of Rose's shit. I think they got a hold of Rose's shit. And why do they have to file it under seal? Because Rose is not a party. She's not part of the protective order. Like that. So there's some issues there. Destiny's staring at a very small pile of chips. Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah. Maddie says, Rose was like, here, don't sue me. Well, she wouldn't know that she was, like, for Rose, she wouldn't be liable. She was given the thing. She didn't know that she couldn't have it. Destiny's the person that would be in trouble. Rose, I don't think they'd be able to go after here. I mean, at the time, Rose was a minor anyway, but I don't think Rose would be somebody they could action against regardless. So I wouldn't go further into that. But anyways, we're going to go on to this here. It's a motion to file exhibits under seal. And they say, well, we'd like to file Exhibits B in its entirety and Exhibit C in its entirety as to under seal the unredacted versions of the oppositions below. B and C contain sensitive, confidential, and identifying information. B is the DMV thing. B contains highly sensitive information like her name, address, date of birth, and PIIs and her driver's license number. C is an excerpt of chat that was produced between Destiny and Rose. It was produced by Destiny, designated. Sorry, guys. I didn't read this yet. So no, never mind. It's Destiny's. It's from Destiny, pursuant to the court's protective order. Sealing is necessary to protect the substantial privacy interest of Rose because she was a minor during the time period relevant to the allegations of the amended complaint. Uh-oh. I really hope there's no cheese pizza in there. I'm sure all these discussions of Destiny trying to lure her out and fuck her outside of her house for her parents and shit, I'm sure that's all part of it too. And they want the seal to remain in place for the litigation, including the appeals. And they say that there is a right to, we all have a right to inspect and copy records. So chat, like I said, I'll take the L on this one. I kind of thought they may have gotten shit from Rose, but that probably won't happen until she brings her phone in. So, David said, I'm super behind. I just got hit with the railroad sighting song. It's about railroad ballast. It's not about railroad sighting, sir. It's about the railroad ballast. It's very critical. It's very fucking important. Don't call it. It deserves to be labeled appropriately. So they say the court's balance of the public right of access is against the interest of confidentiality. And, here, yeah, Rose would be exposed to harassment and humiliation. Knowing her identity is minimal compared to her privacy interest, and it doesn't impair the court's ability or people to understand. That was Destiny's lawyer admitting she was a minor, correct? No, this is from Pxie's attorney. So, yes, good tracks need good ballast. Yes. Moreover, Exhibit C is marked as confidential, and it's, part of the protective order says, any party seeking to use documents or other material shall file a motion and specify what they want. So Exhibit C should be filed under seal. Plaintiff has attached Exhibit A as a proposed order granting the motion. And they say that the person authorized to receive any sealed items is Carlos Perez, Sanchez Medina, Gonzalez, Quesada, Lage, Gomez, and Machado. It's from the law firms there. But he's saying that these are the people authorized to do it. And they want leave to file the unredacted versions under seal. And I think that they should. And they said that there was a meet and conferral, and the defendants have no objection to the relief requested. So there you go. David said, sorry, bro. It's okay, bro. But just, it's like, we're not talking about you calling a Mexican or a Puerto Rican, the same thing. That's different. That's different. Yeah, Jesus Christ. That's a whole ICE fan full of names. I know. That's enough names. I'll have to send in the Bortak guys to fucking like fast rope in on a building. Oh. So. So yeah, deport the last part of that sentence. A flare. So yeah, guys, this is that's not looking good for Destiny, man. Oh buddy, poor Mr. Benelli. I mean, whoa. This is not a good day. Although for Destiny, it's like just a day, just an ordinary day. Just getting logged by. Bum bum bum. Just a Spurg, just an angry little Spurg, and yeah, Destiny's fucked. Mexicans or Puerto Ricans that can't swim and who occasionally do work. Yeah. They're good at drywall and good at roofing. But Destiny's fucked, guys. Destiny's fucked. So it's like normal day for Destiny, though. Normal day for Destiny. Let's catch up on some things. The mysterious Senor Hitler for $5. Thank you. Says the Slavs have been fighting each other. Why aren't you giving me an Argentine pesos? Bum, bum, bum. Says the Slavs have been fighting each other since before. That would also be like probably 30 million Argentine pesos. The Slavs have been fighting each other since before the time of Christ. This is just 3,000 years of bad feelings in the 21st century. Let them fight. Europe is a continent that has been bathed in blood since the time of the Romans and before. Mr. Squiggle's been a member for 36 months. That's 3 years, chat. Un, deux, trois. Or uno, dos, tres. Ein, zwei, drei. Or 1, 2, 3. 3 years. Says Clyde and Laney for the doggos. Well, I think 2.0 must have like made popcorn or something because like nobody's hanging out with me. Like I think I got ignored, chat. I'm dogless. They blew me off, chat. They blew me off. Shame, chat. It's a shame. But thank you for being here, Squiggles. 36 months. Great loaner for $15. Thank you. Says treat yourself to a big kahuna from Jersey Mike's. Well, hold on here. Kahuna. Jersey Mike's. What the hell's on a big kahuna? Oh, it's just a big kahuna cheesesteak. I'm like, okay, I could probably handle that. I was worried there's gonna be like avocado and shit on it, but okay. So grilled onions, peppers, mushrooms, jalapenos, and extra white American, the whitest of Americans. It's like that's if you like, you gotta love the Eminem song, White America. Although I didn't realize this, it was probably like, God, now like 20 years ago. I was in college. We went out to like something. We were out in like Philadelphia, and I was like, I'm gonna get a cheesesteak. Well, you go up there and you get it, and they slathering on fucking nacho cheese, and I'm like, ew, brother, what's that? And he's like, that's how we make cheesesteaks, and I'm like, not in Ohio. Cheesesteak like that, you have like Swiss or provolone, or you could do white American. But like, putting Cheese Whiz and shit all over, like, ugh, fucking nasty. But thank you, Grey Loner. I appreciate it. And then Shredder S07 gifting 10 sobs. Let's go tonight, chat. Big frickin' support. I appreciate it, guys. We are out here just living like kings. Oh!
man. Check him out, y'all. He having the time of his life.
We are having the time of our life, chat. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Dagamore, he's been a member for 13. Oh, also Shredder. Thank you for your support, your generosity. Dagamore's been a member for 13 months. Says you got to talk about the ICE shooting in Chicago today. I had not had a chance to hear about that yet. So, but no, I am interested. Come here. Come here, Bon. Bon. Come here. Bro, you come in here and then you don't want to hang out with me. Bruh. Come on. 2.0, did you make like popcorn or something? No. Oh, because like they both like they want to talk to me for a second and they run back to you. I guess they're worried about Destiny touching them or something. I don't know. I don't blame them. So, but yeah, I heard an ICE agent got shot. It's like, fuck. Shit is escalating, chat. Escalating. But a member for 13 months. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. Thank you for your support, Dagamore. I appreciate it. Suki gifting 5 subs. Thank you, Suki, for your support. And, you know, even though we don't have Clyde, we've got a recording of Clyde, so it's what we got. You know, it's like the Clyde we have at home, chat. It's like the Clyde we have at home. Oh. Let's see. TVA Dan says the toe is doing 13 days, a baker's dozen. I made a donut reference because you're so fucking fat. He is. Like, I guess, you know, you and your E-daddies can rejoice in that. So, congratulations on your dub. Jefferson Post says Sean is a judge berating counsel over formatting. We went over that with the Ethan Klein shit. Like, formatting, font sizes. Like, yes. Judges get to fucking do that because you deal with people doing retarded shit all the time. Yes. Mila Katerina says Pxie used the Kiwi Farms and her entire filing is false. I mean, which part of it? You're saying the whole thing when you do this gay internet shit, like it's all false or it's like 90% wrong. Like, what part? Like, what part is wrong? Destiny says I sent the video. He's just claiming he sent it at a different time. So it's not entirely false. You're arguing that the time is a wrong thing, but the rest of it appears to be true. So it's not entirely, you know, it's not false. Why do you give your viewers false hope? You have to know it's bullshit. I mean, do you really think it's bullshit at this point? You know, well, also, you spell Pxie that way. You have a fake profile here. Looks like I don't know who the fuck that is. Sar! Is this one of the DG Jeets? Is this one of Destiny's Pajeets? Maybe. I could smell the curry, chat. I could smell it. Some guy with cancer says, good to see you again, man. Says, your singing may have given me super cancer. Well, I'm sorry. Suffer. That just means we have to give you more singing to clear it. Maddie says, in a range of 0 to being in Sarah Boone's suitcase, how fucked is he? Civilly, he's in the suitcase. Criminally, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if anybody's going to go after him, but, you know, maybe. If somebody gets a hold of fucking Pam Bondi's ear, he's fucking dead. Nick Kreuzer for 10 subs. Thank you, Nick, for your support and your generosity. We'll do another. Never enough of woos, chat. Also, I got Trump fixed. I need to get him back up. We need to get him back up get him back in the fight. Void CT says, but you Anna arguing whataboutisms. I don't need to substantiate my claims. Yes, that is Destiny's argument. Yep. Oh, him in a deposition where he's not going to be able to fight back is going to be rough for him. It's going to be rough for him. Well, I want to define things. Like, no, answer my fucking question, sir. People like him in a deposition will fucking fall apart. It'll be glorious to see. Because it will be videotaped. We just won't get to see it right away. Boosh is re-up. Thank you, Boosh. I appreciate your support, man. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like more fucking Pejit language text. Lol, Destiny's hilarious. You're soy. Here's the problem. Like, I can laugh at a lot of things, but do you understand that when you're in front of a jury, The jury's not people who are on the internet. The jury's regular people who walk down the street. So regular people who walk down the street don't make jokes about child porn. They don't laugh at firemen getting shot in the fucking head as they protect their family. They may not like the guy or his politics, but they'd say, that's fucking awful. When it comes to Charlie Kirk, you know what they'll say? Nobody should be shot. There's no but after that. They just say people shouldn't be fucking killed. They look at Destiny and see a terminally online freak. They look at me and see a fucking psychopath. But you're not trying your case to the internet, buddy. You're not trying it to Reddit. You're not trying it in the DGG, fucking ball licking arena. You're trying it in front of a bunch of jurors who are regular fucking people. That's where you have to look at this. So you can laugh and say it's hilarious, but it's like, I'm just pointing out, like, that's going to be awful in a deposition. It's going to be awful in a deposition. It's going to be awful in a deposition. You can make child rape jokes and child porn jokes all you want. I'm just telling you, man. Shit's not going to fly. Like, you got to know your audience and you got to know what you're doing. Sar. Nick Kreuzer says he feels fine enough, I guess, considering everything's a mess. Thank you. I get that joke. Malcolm Combs says, I believe ChatGPT has had issues with distributing conversations on the internet recently. Oh, I guarantee you it has. I guarantee you it has. And then Digital Lee leaked for 500 yen. Says a lot of people seem to think or suggest Pxie was going to lose. Now we're in Discovery. Pxie has a lot of momentum. Can she win in the end? Yes. I still think Pxie could win. It was just very precarious for a second. I'll be the first to admit, yeah, I thought Pxie, like her claims and just the way things were going to go procedurally, I thought Destiny might be able to just tip the scale enough to get it tossed. But Pxie weathered the storm. I was very concerned about her attorneys and how they were doing it. I was not impressed. But now when the chips are on the table, these guys have fucking pulled their dick out and like, they're ready to fuck. They're ready to fuck. So yeah, I'm impressed with them. They did a good job. They did a good job. Did Destiny's ex-wife leave the country? Yeah, I think so. And says Destiny's holding the CP for ransom in case he loses millions in the revenge porn lawsuit. Yeah. That's a great dead man switch to hold on to. If you find me guilty, I'll let it go. I'll assault the internet with the child porn. Malcolm Combs says Grok 2, I believe. Probably. Geopathic, good to see you, man. It says Destiny's going to make shit up. Imagine my shock. I know. Shock Pikachu face. Sir Darkstar, thank you for being here. Says, if the evidence submitted by Destiny's attorneys is tampered with, could there be punishment going for? Yeah, there could be sanctions. The biggest thing is if it was Destiny himself, Destiny could be sanctioned. He could face monetary penalties because Pixie's had to fight it and deal with it. But the biggest thing is Destiny will face is adverse inference instructions, meaning the jury will be told Destiny provided bullshit evidence. You have the right to assume that he did that because he's 100% guilty and find him liable. Mm-hmm. But like if his attorneys won't be doing that. There is no client, like Destiny's not the type of client you would risk that for. Like if it's Enron or Exxon or somebody like that, and there's tens of millions of dollars, like there's a lot of money on the table. Attorneys might do that, but generally speaking, no client is worth your ticket. I've never met a client that's worth my ticket, my license to practice law. No client has ever been that way. So, and Destiny, yeah, he's got money, but not like real money. Trucker Rob says, Sean, Your Honor, the sandwich judge. Thank you. I guarantee you Destiny's trying to Machiavelli and manipulate his legal team without being 100 with them. Oh, I agree. Trucker Rob says he's popless. Thank you. EDW Raptor gifting 10 subs. Yes. EDW Raptor for $2 says Destiny's a girl's name. And Tony Hugecock, cousin to the world-renowned Hugh G. Rection. Says the DG Jeets is my favorite term for the people with that brand of brain rot. Yes, 100%. So, so thank you. What do you think if anything happens with Destiny deleting his Abby logs? Well, it deletes his ability to be credible, and because now if Abby's got anything there, people are going to believe that over him. So, why would Indians like Destiny? I don't know, because they all live in shit. I don't know. Agent Oddpaws has nice slurs. Well, they are what they are, man. They're tools. They're tools in a toolbox. What if a terminally online netizen got onto the jury? What then? Asking for a friend. Well, Pxie will be doing due diligence on the jurors, and you'll be able to figure stuff out. So, Destiny has no substance, let alone any integrity. Yeah. He's got substance, just what is the substance? Actual pedos do make jokes about child porn. It's how they openly communicate and find other degenerates. Yes, they do. But also people make jokes. But the problem is when you're in the middle of a lawsuit and this stuff starts coming around, making the jokes is an awful thing because then it sounds like you're a pedo. So, let's see here. Chet says Tiny's going to double down on calling Pxie a whore, anything to distract. Yeah, it's not going to work, though. It's not going to work. Yeah, JD Vance wanted to charge him for inciting violence, but he wasn't. He's not. Like, it wasn't. Under the test of Brandenburg v. Ohio, he was not inciting imminent lawless action. Also, under the standard for Hess v. Indiana, or is it Indiana v. Hess? I forget. Which is like 5 years later. You've got to basically be like, we're going to go get him, and I got a trunk full of Uzis to help you do it. Like, the standard is high. And there's a lot of shit you can do to get close to the edge. So, Iman Razu says they're buzzing Woody tonight. Wait, Kino Casino's on? Oh. Digital Elite says my super chat never got read. Didn't I just get to it? Yeah, I thought I just did it, man. Hold on here. Yeah, I got to it. I'm sorry. It's just I try not to do it. If I do them as they come in, it breaks up going through the suit, and I try to do them like in bits and spurts. I'm sorry. But I hope I did cover it, so I remember. But yeah, I think Pxie's going to win at the end. Destiny's going to have to settle. He can't afford to go to trial. So I would pay $50 to see that fucking deposition. Yeah. I would pay $50 fucking dollars. You won't have to pay $50. Don't worry, it'll be quicker than that. Caleb says we have the RoboKai clip. We do. And guys, if you want to support the show, you could do memberships and help people out. Let them join the Green Army, making America green again, MAGA as fuck, or praying the gray away. But ultimately, here's what you're doing to the grays in our chat. Yep. Complete with a Clyde Awoo, which is this one. That's right. Let's see here. Let me see. Destiny would fit in there too. Somebody asked another question. I missed it. Why no Clyde? Because Clyde's being an asshole. Let's see here. Let me see. Is it possible to pay taxes directly to ICE? No. That'd be funny, though. I want all of my taxes to go towards funding the fuel for the Blackhawks. I forget. Somebody asked a really good question. I couldn't see it. It's gone now. Shit. I'm trying to go back and see it here. How much is Rose asking for? Well, she's asking for some statutory damages, but she's also suing under state law claims for infliction of emotional distress and whatnot, where Destiny can face punitive damages on top of everything else. So she can get a lot of fucking money. Antler is saying, does he realistically get away with the CP stuff? Probably. Odds on favorite is he walks on that. They don't go after him. Sorry. That's just gonna happen. Like, sorry. It's just the way. That's just the way it is, man. That's just the way it is. So, are Destiny's lawyers out of Miami? He's got a couple in Miami, but his lead attorney is Andrew Bretler. He's out of LA. He's famous for dealing with this sex pest stuff. So that's I think that might have been actually no. Where is somebody asked, do I think Destiny told his attorneys about Rose fully? No, I don't think he did. Yeah, where is it? I'm trying to find it here. Yeah, I don't think Destiny told them what's going on. I don't think he told them. Because if they knew, they're making representations they don't know the answer to. So I don't think he told them directly what's happening, which, I mean, clients like if you guys have ever watched House is correct. Everybody lies. And for attorneys, everybody fucking lies. Your client lies to you all the time. You have to presume they're telling me truth, but they're not telling me the whole truth. And they might not be lying. They might just not understand everything. They might have forgotten something. They're misremembering it. Or they're straight up lying. I don't know. But people lie or don't tell you everything. That is you lie to your doctor, you lie to your lawyer. The two most important, one guy keeps you alive, one guy can keep you out of prison. People lie about all kinds of shit. For real reasons, for stupid reasons, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. It happens all the time. It always happens. Yeah. It's never lupus. That's true. Yes. It's never lupus and it's never Rico. That's actually what I should dub over it. Having House say it's never Rico. Or maybe get AI for that. But what does Chad have to do to make sure Destiny gets jail time? I don't know. Look, I'm a defense attorney. I don't know. If you think there's a crime report it to the authorities. That's all I can tell you. I don't like encouraging people to go out and start, Negroing up things and being super melanated about stuff like that and getting people jammed up on charges. That's just not how I roll as an attorney. If you think there's something wrong, you go deal with it. I'm not going to give marching orders to an army to go take somebody down. That's not how I roll. And that's not on you, but just that's my philosophy. If somebody did something wrong, you go tattle the cops by yourself. I'm not going to help you do it. I just don't think that's appropriate. Just as my personal ethos, but also I think it's, it's bad for the brand. But more importantly, I don't condone that. If you think something's wrong, go take care of it. But I'm not going to tell you how to do it or who to go to. The police. You figure it out from there. So, and I can't guarantee you that it'll happen anyway. He's a lol cow, guys, and lol cows have a unique ability to avoid criminal consequences. And civil cases too, but they have a very unique ability to avoid criminal problems. So, except for fucking Boss Man Jack. Apparently he's back in jail now on felony drug charges. So, there you go. SIC Unchained says, does Rose, and this is actually a very good question here, does Rose being a minor at the time unravel Destiny's implied consent defense? No, because Destiny's implied consent defense is that Pxie let me give shit away. And she implied it through her conversations to Destiny that her text messages to Destiny implied consent, or you could infer consent. Those could be construed as consent. So it's not, Rose being a minor is not relevant to Pxie's claim. It makes Destiny look like a piece of shit. But the idea is that Destiny gave it away to whoever he gave it away to. Let's say he gave it away to 10 people. It wouldn't matter that, what their ages are. He gave it to people without permission to give it away is the problem. So I hope that makes sense. This is a very good question here. It's a very good question. But you can use that information to fuck with Destiny and cause problems. So now what Pxie can't do is go to Destiny and say, settle with me now or I'm going to the police with all this evidence. You can't threaten people like that in a civil setting. That's actually against the rules. That'll get you in a lot of trouble. So now, if you work it out anyway and you go to the fucking cops, that's a separate thing, but you can't threaten people like that. So, hold on here, chat. So, but that's kind of how I look at it. Sorry, I was reading something on Discord. Maddie says, I asked if you use peanut butter. I don't. I have over 100 followers on Kick. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Let's see here. Suki says, I assume everyone's lying. Yeah, but, yes. Do you think his lawyers would shoot him out about anything? I'm sure they've confronted him and said, what the fuck is the answer to all this shit? I'm sure they've asked, or, they aren't asking for now, but eventually they're going to have to. So, yeah, and that's the other thing, too. Don't touch the cows. Don't touch the cows. So, 07's in the chat for the law blogger. Well, thank you. Ebun says Kayla posing for Aaron wasn't implied consent. The issue is the problem was Bun, you're thinking the wrong thing here. The non-consensual dissemination of the image is what the issue is. Kayla's not saying I didn't whip my titty out for Aaron to take a picture of it. Kayla was saying I never gave Aaron permission to share that with everybody. That was the issue of consent. It's not the consent to take the picture, but the consent related to the dissemination. I know Nick Ricade has tried to claim like the picture was taken non-consensually, but remember, Nick has fried his fucking brain with cocaine and alcohol. He can't trust him and whippets. So, like, Nick babbling about it is not the relevant issue. It's the dissemination of it that was non-consensual. Just like here for Destiny. The dissemination is non-consensual. Doesn't matter who you shared it with, you were not allowed to do it, is the argument. So, Destiny could read Wikipedia faster than those lawyers could rub their forehead. Yeah, you know what? It's more. Destiny's paying his bill. They'll put up with a lot, I bet. So, let me see here. There's a couple other things to get to. Bun, you're saying, okay, yeah, and like I said, that's actually a good question because I know a lot of people were like, when you read it, you're like, well, what does that mean? You're like, yeah, the sharing is the consent issue, not the actual like click. That's presumed consensual. It'd be hard to infer non-consent there based on like the fact she's probably smiling and has her titties hanging out. But the issue is he didn't have the right to give it up. So, in Homestar Runner's voice, well, first of all, Destiny's a girl's name. Well, it's not Homestar Runner's voice, but his speech mannerisms. But it's like, hello, Marzipan. Destiny is a girl's name. I can't do it right. Sorry. I can just do Homestar Wanna. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's see here. Did I catch some to Rashad Marquez? Thank you for being here, Rashad. I appreciate it. It says he likes it so much He watches an active member of law enforcement and gets arrested in his uniform. Who are you talking about? But yeah, I could see Destiny if you like, you know, yes. Kitchen Knife Rescue. It's been a member for 17 months. Thank you very much for your support, man. It says ball thrown into the air. Prince, heir to the throne. Yes. Correct. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate the support. Then Palmyra Media for 10 sobs. Let's fucking go, chat. Let's go. You know, and really, you know, it's just, it's where we are, man. It's where we are right now. It's been a great time. It's been a good day today. It's been a good day today. So, you know, I forgot. We haven't brought this one out in a while.
See this? That means not welcome.
That's right, Grays. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome. You see this? See this? It says not welcome, Grays. Thanks for your support, your generosity. Lou S. says if he's in the bookcase, what does that look like for damages? Max is 150. Under Cardi, yes, but then there's intentional infliction of emotional distress. All the other state actions, she can fucking clean them out. And he's probably going to look like a degenerate piece of shit. So Destiny's going to get fucked on damages. But yes, under Cardi, there's a limit. Digital Void. It's been a member for 5 months. Thank you for the support. It says random tard screaming aside. Well, it's not random. I tried to make a method to the madness. I appreciate your coverage of these cases. Well, thank you. Godspeed, Sandwich Man. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Radcon Hazard says people lie to themselves. That is true. We all lie to ourselves. At the end of the day, we all lie. And that's why, you know, when I talk about it, when there's a time to cope and there's a time, like, yeah, we all cope. We all, as a people, we're all hypocrites. We all cope and we all seethe. We all cope and we all sneed as well. And we all huff hopium. It's true of all of us. None of us aren't. Maybe like Dan Pena, the $1 trillion man, he probably doesn't cope and sneed. But like he's like the only guy that probably doesn't. Amateur Iconoclast gifted 1 sub. Thank you for your support, man. Babies like people with hair. Don't like people with hair. Well, that's... Hairway to Steven says, Sean, thank you for keeping me company while I deliver my UPS route in beautiful Silicon Valley. Well, thank you for being here, Steven. Even though you're UPS, I worked for the good guys at FedEx, you know. But hey, you're doing God's work. You're working there on a 6 p.m. on a Saturday. Damn, man. Hope you're getting that OT in. But hopefully it's nice out there too. So yes, KJ's right. Iconoclast is like a sniper. Just finds one single gray and just like, pow. I need to go ahead and do that Eamon Goth thing from Schindler's List and just like seeing a green there, just going. Yes, FedEx has been cheated. Yep. Shredder S07 says for $4.99. I appreciate the boundaries. It's a reminder that even if you jest, there are real-world ethical impacts of trying to be a walk-on in a lolcow. Yeah, situation. Yeah, lolcow situations are not where you want to go play pickup basketball. I don't recommend it. Sean likes to cope about which RoboCop is the best. I'm not. No, I'm okay. RoboCop 3 is better than RoboCop 2. I don't know how anybody could think RoboCop 2 is better than RoboCop 3. And the reason why I could say that is most people have never seen RoboCop 2. It was that shitty. When RoboCop is ever on TV, it's almost always RoboCop 3. That's like the most family-friendly of them. RoboCop 1 is the best. It's gritty and fucking awful and horrible. I love it. But RoboCop 2 is fucking garbage. With like the fucking retarded like little 12-year-old gangster and shit. No, that thing was so gay. So gay. RoboCop 3, there's like a fucking ninja. There's the jetpack. and then RoboCop's got like a fucking missile launcher. Like, it's cool. It's cool. And then there's a big shootout between like people fighting the Pinkertons, which is what OCP is basically. Like, how can you not love that? How can you not love that shit? Yes, RoboCop 3 had a flying robot. I know, he had a jetpack. It was great. You saw RoboCop 3 is not better than 2. You guys are so full of fucking shit. You guys are just now trolling. You guys like to be contrarians. I could say something's good and you're like, no, it sucks. That's what you're doing here. You guys are doing that. You guys are doing that here. This is such bullshit. What am I doing up? I need some rest so I can appreciate Winchester Sanders. Yes, wows all the Brits when they play at Wimbledon or Wembley Stadium. Yeah. I am not going to go watch the Browns fucking embarrass me in another fucking time zone like that. No, I'm not going to watch the Browns embarrass me on another continent. I'm not watching that game. We got Formula 1 tomorrow anyway. Speaking of that, when's the F1 schedule? When is it tomorrow? Tomorrow is the Marina Bay Circuit in lovely Singapore. 8 a.m. And I'd still like to go to Singapore. Go to the Raffles Hotel and get a Singapore sling. I drank one before, but I'd love to drink one in Singapore. That's like I said, I'd love to go do some Hemingway shit. Go drink a Singapore sling in Singapore. Go hunt an animal in the snow looking up at the snows of Kilimanjaro. I would not want to go help fucking communists in Spain. Fuck that. So not that part. The jetpack is what made it suck. No, it wasn't. He had the folding subgun in RoboCop 2. Yeah, but it was gay. It was gay! RoboCop 2 had the Vanilla Ice Robo-Rap. Are you sure you're not confusing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 where Vanilla Ice is in that? Where like they fight, Super Shredder in the club? Because that's Vanilla Ice is in that one. I like Vanilla Ice in RoboCop 2. Now do Home Alone. Well, Home Alone 1 is the best, 2 is second best. You got the Emperor of Mankind there helping Macaulay Culkin, but the rest of them sucked after that. RoboCop 3 had no Peter Weller. Yeah, and that was a problem. So, yes, remember, folks, Pinkertons are a terrorist organization, and they deserve nothing more than the barrel of a shotgun. So, Pinkerton shows up at your door, show them the muzzle of a shotgun. That's what they're entitled to. RoboCop 1's still the best. Yes, it is, by far. Original RoboCop, best RoboCop. I'll ask you, which Thomas the Train episode does 2.0 put on when you were sick? I don't know. She kind of just puts on random ones. But I like the George Carlin Thomas the Tank Engine episodes. Not when they came up with the new song of they're 2, they're 4, they're 6, they're 8. Shunting trucks and hauling freight, red and green and brown and blue. They're the really useful crew. Yeah, we didn't have that back in the day. So I have no memory of the RoboCop sequels. Yeah, but RoboCop 3, they actually made an NES game for. Him doing the hard reboot is cool. That is kind of funny, but it's like the thing. What about RoboCop 2014? That was fucking awful. That was fucking awful. The only cool part of that is when they take away, he's sitting there freaking out and he's like, show me all the parts of me that aren't take away everything that's not real. And it's just his lung in his head and he starts screaming. That's pretty cool. Other than that, the rest of it kind of sucks. 2 had a plot. Yeah, the plot fucking sucked. Shredder says, hold on here. Wait. RoboCop 1, RoboCop 3, the remake, then Avatar. Yes, RoboCop 2 is that bad. It is that bad. It's the same with Starship Troopers. Yeah, Starship Troopers 2 is awful, where they have the fucking Isn't 2 where the guy, like one of the Sky Marshals, is like a boy band dude? Because then Marauder is, I like Marauder better than 2, but still 1 is the best. Yes, Jesus had days like this. Yes. The Browns actually have a chance. Yeah, maybe. Jefferson Post says, defend your RoboCop 3 take on Flashcast, buddy. I fucking will. Bring it up in front of him. Like, you tell Flash I want to talk about that. I'm like, Flash, I'm gonna message him right now. Flash, I have an agenda topic. Oh. Dolly says, what about Thailand? What about Thailand? There's no Formula 1 race in Thailand. Do I think the Brazilian director ruined the reboot? I mean, I don't know. Like, RoboCop worked because it was like 40 fucking years ago. I mean, it's kind of like all those movies worked because you're projecting the 80s into the future, so it kind of worked. But like, we're now at the point where RoboCop would have existed, and it's like, I think it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. So rebooting it was just an awful idea. Now, if they were going to reboot it, but say like, actually, this is what happened in the 80s, that actually probably could have worked. But trying to transpose it into today didn't fucking work. Also, when like in the new RoboCop where he's like fucking like all fight, like he could do everything, it's super fast and all that. No, part of RoboCop's thing was like he wasn't the fastest guy in the, like he wouldn't run fast. And like he can move, but it was always like that was part of it. But him being like those fucking like there was a lot I didn't like about it. At least have the Browns have a win. My team is 0-4. Yeah, well. Oh yes, Kevin Nash played Super Shredder. Yes, he did. Kevin Nash also played the Russian in The Punisher. The guy who gets all the fucking boiling water on him. Yes. Go, Ninja. Go, Ninja. Go. 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 How long in a Flashcast before Flash and Rhino are trashed? It'll depend. If we get to rioting or not. We'll see. Home Alone 2 had Piers Morgan? No, what? No, it did not. No, you are fucking with me now. No, it did not. The failed RoboCop scenes are the best part. Yes, where like they troll out the fake RoboCops, like the redos, and the one like shoots himself in the head when he realizes he's a robot. And then yes, the guy who pulls his head off and kills himself. Yes. RoboCop 3 is PG-13. I agree. Yeah, Radcon, yes. When they sent out the Pinkertons over the Magic the Gathering cards, they tried to threaten people into turning them over. And honestly, if one of those guys came to your door and said you need to turn it over, you go, have a nice day, and close your fucking door and walk away. There's nothing they can do about it. You could have told them to fuck off. Pinkertons show up to the door, yeah, if you get the wrong packs, yeah, but fuck them. Put on Captain Kangaroo, yeah. George Carlin is the best conductor. Yes, he is. God, I got to catch up. You guys are like so far ahead here. There is no Starship Troopers 2. Nope. Yeah, well. How have they not done it? RoboCop Terminator crossover. I wouldn't want that. They made a Super Nintendo game, really? Wow. I have not seen the cartoon Starship Troopers. RoboCop set in 2028, just in time for Vance. Yeah, and I mean, like, Detroit's a shithole, but not like a complete shithole. But like I said, I think that like you kind of have to almost like retcon it to saying this happens like 1981. That would work. Yes, we were promised flying cars, and all we got were ads on our fridges and red dot sights on our pistols. Yes, and Paul Verhoeven directed the first one. Yes, and it's once again the liberals trying to make something, and we're actually like, this is cool. And he's like, you're not supposed to like it. But it's just like Far Cry 5. Everybody's like, these songs slap. These Christian people are based. And you're like, absolutely based.
Was this story based? Yes.
Absolutely based. Piers Morgan played the pigeon lady. Yeah. Roughnecks isn't bad. Well, I haven't seen it. Yeah, it's more like AIDS in your refrigerator. Well, that too. Yes, keep your rifle by your side because they'll look high and they'll look low. They'll look everywhere they go. But when those sinners find us, we won't hide. They'll come loud and they'll come fast. But chat, as you should know, we shoot first and we can last. So keep your rifle by your side. Yes. Somebody needs to sync this to the Pippa Sleepy cover. Yeah. Flash is live already? No, he's not. Is Flash live? Tonight he will be, but not right now. It's an amazing earworm. Yes. Now I want to play it again. I know. Yep. Paul Verhoeven wanted to make it look like it was so bad and evil. Yeah. And the funny part is, if you read the book, if you sign up for service, they have to accept you. If you're blind, they'll find a job for you. If you don't have if you only have one arm, they'll do so, and you have no legs and only one arm, they will find a job for you for your service. It was actually a very egalitarian and very meritocracy based society. So the book is actually like a very base society. And even the one they have in the story is actually pretty based. You know, they appoint some like black queen to be the Sky Marshal after Clendathu turns into a disaster. So. Oh, Stan Bullion said he'd be glad to come on with you if you're ever looking for a guest, Evan. I will. I'll reach out to him. So, yes, Juan Rico was a based Argentine Filipino. Yes. So. Yeah. Yes. No, don't like the only moral character. Yes. Heinlein was a very good author. Yep, he was. And you know, like when The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, once again, is a phenomenal book. If you guys ever get this, please read it. If you don't like Starship Troopers, I think you'll like The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. Yes, Sargon does the politics of Starship Troopers, I think is very good. I haven't heard Arch talk about it, but I wouldn't be surprised that Arch is based on that topic. I'd love to talk to those guys. Those guys are cool. And it's neat. I got to talk to Sargon once for like 5 minutes. Once again, there are a handful of things knowing Nick Rekieta got me to do. And like, I got to like meet Sargon for like 5 minutes, which was nice. Yes. Yep. Rico was great because he went on and got his commission, went to officer candidate school. And yes, when he was there, that's actually where most of the learning in the book takes place. You know, discussing his time in OCS and learning a lot, learning quite a bit. Stranger in a Strange Land is not bad too. But The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. Yeah. Have I ever read Rocket Ship Galileo? No. And you guys are saying no, it's The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, chat. And I'll bring up a picture here. You know, since some of you guys are like, are you saying Strange Mistress? No. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. Harsh. It's a Harsh Mistress. So. Yes, Heinlein was aide to Admiral King, the chief of naval operations during World War II. Yes, he was. Heinlein kept a loaded Springfield 1903 rifle sitting next to him in his office because he said, you'll never know when you have to start shooting communists. It was very based. The Feral Historian is a base Starship Troopers take. I'll take a look at it. Say, what, did Nick take you to Applebee's or something? You know, you guys can talk shit about Sargon in that regard. I get it, but like he's trying to fight to save his homeland now. So like, I think he's slowly slowly starting to realize like he's going to have to come over to this side of the aisle. Like he's going to have to join the reactionary right. Like that's the only way he's going to un-Pakistani Britain. But like I think he's slowly getting there. He's slowly getting there. So also chat for just so you know, Starship Troopers, the only science fiction book that is on the reading list for all the service academies in the U.S. military. It's a critical book. It's a critical book. There's political theory in it, but more it's about him becoming a leader of men and leading his platoon and how he develops, his progression through the military and becoming a leader. So there's a lot of different themes in there. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress is the one about the ANCAP stuff on the moon, right? Yes. It's also about where like we orbitally bombard the Earth. They orbitally bombard the Earth with moon rocks to break away from the moon. Yes, but it at times initially when they're forming their independence, it's a little Bolshevik-y based on the namings and stuff they use. So yeah, it's a quasi-penal colony. Yeah. It's a quasi-penal colony, but there's also a lot of people who go there for opportunity and can't come back. So yes, it's Space Australia in a way. There is a point where it's too late to get there. Yeah, but they're not, I mean, the only way you'll find that out is if you start killing them. At some point you'll find out, well, I can't kill them all, but you know how you find out if there's too many of them to kill and deport or kill? You start killing and deporting them, and then you'll find out there's too many, but you won't know till you try. Have you not seen Sargon recently? He's a reactionary right now. I know he's getting there. But I think he's got a little more to go. Sargon has been going to church, yes, from what I understand, yes. He's still a smug chuckler, but yeah, but that's British people, man. He had a like middle upper class British, like I know like his parents were in the military, but like he's kind of got a little bit of a middle class, like upper middle class view on things, and that's what happens with the Brits. They're smug. They smuckle. The last thing I remember Sargon doing is goading Ralph into a charity stream. Yes. Nico's been here for 23 months. Thank you, Nico. Says 23 months of sandwiches. Here's to many more. Of course. Bolsheviki sounds like a black girl's name. Well, yeah. The Anglican Church is making the American Pope look slightly less retarded. Yeah, it is. But the American Pope has really fucking let me down. Yes, the Lotus Eaters has been great shit to watch. Have I read Stranger in a Strange Land? I'm pretty sure I did. I mean, there was a kick when I was in high school. Like, I became a senior because I'd read like all Tom Clancy shit, and I started reading like Starship Troopers, and then like I read through Heinlein, read like Farnham's Freehold and all that. I read everything. If I read Stranger in a Strange Land, I did, but it's been a long time. Been over 20 years. I don't remember that as well. But thank you for being here. 28 months, Stabby. Thank you for the support, man. Thank you. And we're going to start working on the model stuff you printed out for me of the resin prints. We got some stuff to work on, chat. It says, what? You didn't like that Blessing of Ice? No, I didn't. It was fucking awful. But I also don't like a lot of things the church has done lately, so. Yeah. It's supposed to be part of the Dune universe. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time. I remember I read Dune in high school. So, are there riots tonight? Well, not in Chicago yet. Remember, only in Chicago it's only 8:45, and then in Portland it's only 6:45 in the evening. So, Portland they don't start going till like 8-9 o'clock their time. So, yeah. There are only 4 to 6 Dune books. I know, but I read Dune as a kid. So. I think we're all caught up here, chat. I think so. Oh, actually, real quick, Nico says, "Hey, big spenders." Yes, we gotta do it like we're at the strip club. Now making way to the dance floor, big spenders. Here's the one you've been waiting for. Some call him Tiny, some say Smalley. Love him or hate him, live from Omaha. It's Destiny. And then it's like, oh, I gotta do another one. Live at the bar, ladies. Live at the bar, gentlemen. $2 vodka bombs. You get a Red Bull. You get a Red Bull. You get a Red Bull. So, I think I got everything now. So, Portland Andy, yeah, he's been there every night, man. He's brave. That shit. You're fucking around people. Like, during the week, it's not the A team, but on the weekend, it's the A team will fucking kill you. Like, you have to be careful on those fucking Antifa people. They are fucking psychopaths. So, all right, chat. Well, I'm going to take a break here. We are going to get ready. I got to get ready for, oh my God. These show up on, in the chat for me. But anyways, guys, we got to get ready. I got to go get ready. Go and hang out with Flash a little bit later tonight. No model stream. Going to go hang out with Flash. He asked me to come on. Actually, last night, talk about the Diddy stuff and then maybe some Destiny things. So Flash already asked in advance, guys. So I'm definitely going to do it. Somebody ask you, you do it. So no, well, yes. So he asked, I'm going to go. We'll go hang out. We'll have some fun. Maybe we'll do something tomorrow night then, chat, and hang out for a bit. But what if we hit the goal? Well, we always hit the goal, chat. Drop a Flash link. I don't know. Oh, hold on here. Let me see if is it even up yet? I don't know. That's a problem with Flash. Let's see here. Flash cast. Okay, chat, here we go. All right, hold on here. Drop a link. Yep, here's the link. That should get you there. So, takes an hour to start anyway. There's that too. What time for F1 tomorrow? 8 a.m. Eastern time. 8 a.m. Eastern time. Which, it's weird because in Singapore, they do all kinds of shit. Weird anyway. It's always a weird time for Singapore. So, we'll go hang out and have some fun, chat. We'll go hang out and have some fun. So, guys, we're all set for tonight. Just remember, Destiny, as they say in Ebonics, he be fucked. As they say in Ebonics, he be fucked. So... I should do the link to the casino. They're showing Boss Man. Well, yeah, I could do that in the meantime. I just didn't know they were live tonight. So I'm going to probably watch them on my own. Well, I got to get ready. So anyways, there you go, chat. In the meantime, you can go to kick.com/Kino Casino Gaming. And yeah, we're all set, guys. Thank you all for being here. And I can't find you on Kick. It should be a potentially criminal. I don't know if it's one word or hyphenated or underscored or whatever. So I forget. But thank you for trying. Anyways, guys, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys all hanging out. But yeah, Destiny, fool buddy, man. Oh, man. You better hope Rose doesn't want to do this deposition. Woo! Good luck, brother. Good luck. So I will see you guys on Flash tonight, and then tomorrow at some point. I've got to go out of town, so maybe later in the night we'll hang out. With that said, though, chat, remember, until next time, just because you did it does not mean you're guilty, unless you're Destiny, and you're going to be found civilly liable. And holy shit, you're guilty of some stuff here, man. If not, you are the sussiest innocent man I've ever seen. So good night, chat, and take care.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy?